My wife refused therapy for our marriage until I started pulling away.
Wait.
Quick background, late 30s, HLM, high libido male, and early 40s, low libido female. Couple. Cool.
Living La Vida Loca.
High libido male and beta female.
2 kids, 17 female and 13 female. Bedroom started passing away about 6 years ago. Back then it was solution oriented, so we talked about it.
Now, not solution oriented. We don't talk about it.
She said the desire was completely gone, that she was okay with it, and had no interest in changing it or finding out why. Still, she offered, and continued to over the years, to have spicy sleep once a week, quote, to keep me happy. By the way, this comes from Appropriate Box 6783, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/storytime subreddit. I'm Angie.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations, so let us know what you would do in the comments. NOP says, I have no interest in duty spicy sleep, so I passed, which is why we haven't had spicy sleep in 5 years. It's a long time.
You described yourself as an HLM.
Yeah.
And you haven't had spicy sleep in 5 years?
Crazy.
Why are we still together? Because the thing is, it doesn't feel like it's working. And that's why we're here.
That is why we're here. And that's why he has come to Reddit.
If it were working, I'd be like, that's all you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Your relationship. We have come to Reddit. It seems like it's not working.
Yeah.
So why did we just kind of put our HLM in a box and put it away for 5 years?
I don't know. Chores have always been shared 50-50 and childcare 65-35. We both have demanding careers, but I have more flexibility, so I did and still do more with the kids. The way she tells it, we are happily married, and if I could just get help for my spicy sleep problem, everything would be perfect. What? She thinks spicy sleep is for teenagers and 20-somethings, and we are past that, in her words.
I think your wife is ace.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, or there's just like, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this stuff too. So I wonder
it could
if
be a medical
like,
thing.
Sure. Or even honestly, just subconscious mind things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, I disagree with that assessment and have slowly started checking out now that the kids are older and can handle a potential divorce. I think 17 female is catching on. If she wasn't okay with it, she'd definitely say something, which I find encouraging. Anyway, my wife has not noticed my increasing disinterest. I spend more time away from home with hobbies, friends, and kids. Date nights are rare, and affection and intimacy are dwindling. Recently, she sat me down for a talk. It's been weird being on the receiving end of one of these. She said that she thinks our marriage is in trouble, and she's scared that she's going to lose me. She wants us to see a therapist who was well recommended by her friends. I really had to bite my tongue when she said this. Years ago, I spent months begging her to go to therapy with me. She told me that she didn't need a stranger to tell her to have spicy sleep and turned it down. My agony never meant anything to her. Now that she is the one who is scared, I'm expected to step up and do this with her. I said yes, mostly to give us one last chance. She relaxed immediately, which I think is a red flag. I think she thinks that the therapist will just tell me to stop wanting spicy sleep and we'll be happy again.
That's not what the therapist is going to say.
I would hope so. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm full of resentment and an urge to respond with snark. I don't want that. At a minimum, I want our potential separation to be amicable. So how do I approach this constructively? What should or shouldn't I say in therapy? Thanks in advance. And we do have an update here, but what do we think, Sophia?
Well, I think that you should have said something 5 years ago. But,
Well, it sounds like he did. And she turned it down.
Yes. But I think that when someone turns down therapy, then you have to ask yourself, am I going to keep growing more and more resentful?
Sure.
Or am I actually going to say, we cannot continue together?
Also, is it just like a one and done, like he asked, and then like,
we don't know.
All right, that's it. I'll let you know what I tried, and you know what, she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll try in 5 years and see where we're at.
I don't know. He just seems very deeply unhappy in this relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing they had multiple conversations. If he has mentioned different results of conversations of like, you know, she didn't want to go to therapy. She said that she was going to like just have duty spicy sleep with me and I didn't want that. Like, I'm assuming there's more conversations, but we don't really know.
Yeah. Duchess says he did say he begged for months.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
More so, my point is if you've had the conversation and you haven't gotten the answer that you want, then we shouldn't have stayed in a relationship that was
Or-
going to grow resentment.
Or at least a compromise or something.
I mean, there is no compromise
Yeah,
if
but
she doesn't want to sleep together,
yeah,
with
which
him
is
at
just
all.
like, dang, she kind of hates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, regardless of what they should have done in the past, I think it's good that they're going to therapy now, or hopefully they
Yeah.
actually do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just finding out a why would be great. To know.
Yeah.
You know, like, is it truly just that you just aren't attracted to me anymore, or is it truly? Is it something hormonal going on or something, or is it
Like
mental
5
health?
years, of this.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a long time.
But I mean, like, we've heard similar stories of like menopause and stuff with that happening. So I wonder, forget the ages. I don't know
She's
if we got
pretty
them.
young for
30,
that.
late
Did
30s.
we
Yeah.
get- Oh, okay, never
She's
mind
pretty
then.
young
He's-
for I mean, it's possible. You can get
Yeah.
perimenopause and stuff.
Well,
Mhm.
he's
But-
late 30s. She's early 40s.
Yeah. It's still pretty young for menopause.
Yeah.
But it totally could be that.
Yeah.
She just didn't do any.
Yeah.
We didn't try anything. And I feel like that pushback would be kind of a sign, at least for me, to say maybe this is, maybe I have to protect my heart
Yeah.
and my happiness a little bit here and
Yeah,
say we
and-
need to go separate ways, especially now that the kids are older.
So I know into Duck's comment, Opie said he wanted therapy and she said no. But then there were no
Exactly.
consequences to her saying no, which
Exactly
is, yeah,
my
you
point.
just, it was like, all right, well, that's
5 years.
thanks. Okay, I
Yeah.
said what I wanted to say. I tried, and
Yeah.
you know what? You're not listening to me. I guess it's working out.
Yeah.
Like, no.
We do have an update though. So, updated therapy is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. More confused than ever. Great. Since that post, we've had 2 appointments. I like the therapist, despite my initial reservations. First session was mostly a retread of our whole relationship. The second round was more useful as we talked about where things went wrong. This was the first pain point. I asked my wife to go first because I didn't think that she could manage after hearing my side. And I was right. She said the problem starting a couple of months ago, that I stopped paying attention to her and spent time away from home whenever I could. She was worried about the, quote, sudden change because some friends' husbands left those women quickly under similar circumstances. None of that's wrong, of course, and I acknowledged it. Then came my turn, and I said it started 6 years ago and has been getting worse ever since. I brought up the number of times we've discussed the lack of intimacy and how my unhappiness was very clear to her. This was never the talk, by the way, just gentle probing to see where she's at and how I felt about the situation. There were no demands or coercion of any kind.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys didn't sleep together for 5 years, so not coercion.
She would always make some verbal gesture that was seemingly forgotten as soon as the conversation was over. I relayed all of this to the therapist. I talked about the slow deterioration of our non-spicy intimacy over the years and how I felt that all the effort to improve things was one-sided. I then went against some of the advice that I was given here the last time. I mentioned how I've begged her for therapy for months and she was rude, arrogant, and dismissive about it. But now that she is the distressed one, I'm supposed to show up and work on our marriage. I said I have a lot of resentment over this, and I wasn't sure if I had the ability or willingness to get over it. This is where my wife started bawling her eyes out. She apologized for dismissing me all these years, that she never realized how badly it affected me. I'm willing to buy that, to an extent, as I never accepted Duty's spicy sleep and never initiated myself after she told me she had no desire or interest. She said that she is terrified that this is all too late and that I'm going to leave her, that I'm only attending therapy to humor her. That's not entirely wrong, I suppose, but of course I didn't say that out loud. Once the crying started, it was impossible to continue a 3-way conversation, so we left it there. Our homework for the next session is to separately make a few lists, things we like and dislike about our relationship, things we want in the future both individually and as a couple, and things we hope to achieve in therapy. All good stuff, and I'm already working on mine, though any advice on that is appreciated. Since then, my wife has been more affectionate, and I let her know that I appreciate it. Against all odds, she even tried to initiate spicy sleep. I said try, because I was shocked when she brought it up and couldn't immediately respond, which made her visibly anxious. I asked if she wanted to have spicy sleep, or was this for my benefit? She just started crying and left the room. I do want to talk about this with her, but I need a game plan. The second pain point came from my eldest daughter, 17 female. I mentioned in my last post that I thought she was catching on with what was going on. Well, I was right. She wanted to have a talk a few days ago. She said she could tell that her mom and I were growing apart and that I looked ready to leave. Apparently, she's okay with that and thinks that 13 female will, quote, get over it. Her words as well. More importantly, though, she's starting university next year in a nearby big city, and if we divorce, she wants me to consider living over there so she could stay with me instead of paying for a shared flat or student housing.
This girl's got
so
it all
funny.
planned. She's got it
Yeah.
all
She's
planned.
She's like, Dad, I know you're thinking about getting a divorce, and I think you should do it, and also pay for my housing in this place.
yeah, it's
Right.
like, don't do it for mom. Do it for me.
Do it for me.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
free housing,
I've
please.
planned it out. It's gonna work all so well if you divorce.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone else can get over it. It's fine.
I don't want to push you to it, but you should divorce.
Yeah.
For me. I mean, for you.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Exactly. I thanked her for sharing her concerns and asked for some time. I'm going to reject her request as I believe it's better to live your uni years among peers, not with family. That aside, I feel terrible. I didn't think our distance was that visible to the kids, and it breaks my heart to see just how okay she is with it. Could that be a facade? Because this is quite mercenary of her. Doing what she asks would leave her with a lot more spending money. So maybe she is sad about mom and dad, but thinks at least this way she'll get something out of it. I know this isn't parenting advice, but now I feel like this has to be part of my calculus.
She's looking at, I don't know. That's still funny. The daughter is like, guys, she's also talking to the younger sister. Listen to me.
Yeah.
2 Christmases.
2 Christmases.
You don't understand the business opportunity we have in front of us.
Proposal.
Right.
Sharks, I want you to divorce.
Yeah. She's really making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
I want to give therapy a chance for all our sakes, but I'm also full of resentment and don't want to give anyone false hope, especially to our children. The next session will be in the first week of January. My wife wants us to sit down and have a check-in before then. Given the above issues, how should I approach this talk? Anything I should mention or avoid bringing up? I want her to feel safe and comfortable, but without promising anything I can't necessarily deliver. Thanks in advance. And there is an update from 1.5 years later.
Oh, dang.
Oh boy.
I mean, I could totally be wrong, but I really think the only way that this marriage can progress is if we find out what the reason is for why she doesn't want to do anything spicy.
Yeah.
Because is it something medical that can be helped with medication? Is it something mental that can be helped with a therapist? Is she ace? And it can't be helped because that's just who she is and that's her identity. Because some of those we can come back from and we can work on.
Yeah.
One of those you are just fundamentally opposed.
Sure.
And you can't fit together.
Right. Yeah, I think this is definitely because I feel like it could be so complicated too.
Yeah.
Because if she did try to initiate and then like get nervous and then cry, like I think it's very possible that maybe she wasn't that her drive was totally gone, but now that it's been so long, it's like just now there's just all this anxiety around it, like they were kind of mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah, we definitely need some honesty and self-reflection from her for
Mhm.
sure. Chelbell says it was definitely a valid question from OP when the wife tried to initiate. She hadn't before, so why now? The threat of him leaving?
It does suck
Definitely the
because
threat,
you
yeah.
can tell the wife was trying, but also OP's been thinking about this for so long that he's like,
Yeah.
is this for me? Is this for us? Is this
Yeah.
for you?
And he already said, I don't want to have duty spicy sleep.
Right.
So is this just another example of that?
It seems like she can't really think of anything else to help this situation now.
No.
So it's like, well, if there's no duty spicy sleep,
Yeah.
what else do I do? But I'm sure you could find something.
Yeah.
But we do have an update. 1.5 years later.
Oh boy. Let's see if it works.
That couple's therapy I mentioned didn't last long, and I feel it was mostly my fault. Once my wife started opening up, it quickly became clear that she herself had no idea why her desire had vanished, and she did nothing to find out why. Not an ounce of curiosity. Oh, wait. She said that since I didn't make a big deal of it either, I had refused her offer of weekly duty spicy sleep, didn't initiate again, and that was the end of our spicy sleep life. She decided, or assumed, that it wasn't important and moved on. It wasn't until years later, when some friends of ours divorced over a similar issue, she realized that this was something that could happen to her. After all, that couple were great together, and seemingly happy too until they weren't. A part of me appreciated the honesty. I knew it couldn't have been easy to admit that, knowing that it would just feed my resentment. But that's exactly what happened. Despite my best efforts, I was very irritable during our sessions. Our therapist eventually suggested that we should shelve any spicy sleep issues indefinitely and focus on restoring trust first. It made sense, and I agreed. But then life happened.
Oh.
Our eldest, then 17 female, now 19, was about to start university in another city. She expected a divorce, see post history, and wanted me to move so that she could stay with me. I said no because I wanted her to live with her peers. Around that time, my wife got an unexpected job offer that would require her to move to that city. I thought she would jump at the opportunity. She's very ambitious. We both are. But she said she was scared that if I stayed back with our youngest, then 13 female, now 15, our distance would grow and it would be the end of us. She offered to turn it down if I promised not to divorce her. Man.
You can't divorce me. It's
Yeah.
not allowed. You have to pinky promise.
This is tough. It just feels like these two people have issues that they just don't know how to deal with. And like that last part of just like, well, I won't do this if you won't do that. It's like, okay, well, obviously, you want to stay together. That's fine.
Yeah.
We really do got to work on that communication.
I don't know. I think they're hanging on by a thread.
It's tough.
And this thread is already broken. And they're like, if I just put my hand over the broken part,
Yeah.
then it's not broken.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, man. Well, we still got plenty more to this story. It shocked me. The woman I knew would never even think of turning down an opportunity like that. How terrified she must have been. Instinctively, I wanted to say yes to soothe her anxiety at least, but I remembered how my ex's paramour warned me about giving false assurances and just letting her be scared.
What? Why was wait, what? Your ex's
I don't know what my ex's paramour is, I'm gonna be honest.
what does that mean?
I'm pretty sure that's a band.
Oh
Is
my
it?
word. That's not even them.
Ooh, what if I... Oh, wait, that's also wrong.
Someone sing a Paramore song.
Nobody,
that
we,
was- you were right.
Keon.
I was right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm a genius.
So I said I can't promise that. She cried horribly. Despite my immense resentment, despite everything, I loved this woman. I desperately wanted to offer something, so I made a promise that I was willing to stick to. I told her that she should move, not just for the new job, but also so she can be closer to our eldest. I would stay back with the youngest until she finished school, which would take a little over a year. We would continue therapy remotely and visit on alternating weekends. If she agreed to all that, I promised to shelve any divorce plans.
And Chell Bell says that must be a commenter from the original post. That makes sense.
Oh,
Genius.
that does make a lot of sense.
Oh.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
So smart. That was a commenter. My ex's paramour is a commenter, not a band. It's just a commenter. Oh, Pierce was responding to a commenter.
That's why there were no spaces.
That's why there were no spaces. Makes sense. It wasn't easy. We rented a flat for her and she moved. None of us were really happy for a while. 19 female resented me for not moving and letting her live with me. A whole other can of worms. 15 female hated us both for months. But we stuck to the plan. The hardest part for me was removing any spicy related expectations from therapy. I had agreed to focus solely on restoring mutual trust, and I didn't want to inadvertently sabotage things. A lot of you recommended individual therapy back then, but it just wasn't possible with our schedules, and it still isn't. Even couples therapy took professional sacrifices for both of us. Anyway, the therapist had us start from the beginning. How we met, how we decided we were right for each other, when and how we decided we could trust the other. It brought up a lot of questions I would have never thought to ask myself. Like, if I say I trust my wife to meet me halfway, what do I really mean by that? What sort of unstated expectations am I setting up? And if she then falls short of those, again, unstated expectations, does it affect my opinion of her? Do I trust her less? These were very uncomfortable for me, and I think she felt the same. Before, I would have said that I trusted my wife unconditionally, in the sense that she would always want what's best for us, just like I believed I did. But now I realize that's not really compatible with unstated, covert expectations. In terms of our spicy sleep life, I still believe that I was right to reject any Judy spicy sleep. She disagrees, but I assumed and expected that this would give her time and space to figure things out without pressure. But it didn't. She thought that if I could so easily reject a very willing offer of weekly spicy sleep, then it just wasn't that important to me, that it was merely a nice to have. There is some truth to this. This is so interesting, because obviously we know that there was not a lot of communication going on, but this is, I guess, just really showing the lack of communication.
That's the crazy thing to me.
Yeah.
6 years
Long time.
of no or like little to no communication.
Yeah.
Because again, she said, "Oh yeah, you brought it up that one time, but then didn't really bring it up ever again."
Yeah. So like I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
That was
which is
chill.
kind of contrary to what OP was feeling or said at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess
yeah.
it's never too late to learn proper communication.
But like OP in the future, don't let resentment build for 5 years without bringing it up.
Yeah, we want to talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
We like doing those. Unlike most high libidos I've seen on subreddits, I don't associate spicy sleep with love. Never have, never will. I know my wife doesn't either. I really want spicy sleep, and I could talk all day about the whys and the hows, but it has nothing to do with my love for her. It's only the bounds of monogamy and societal norms that make her my only allowable outlet. Interesting.
So, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Not very schmeckshy, I know. Anyways, in her words, my rejection of that offer gave her permission to never think about our spicy sleep life or even her own relationship with spicy sleep. She couldn't know that my trust in her was eroding with every passing month of inaction. The first time she realized I was anything less than happy was when she noticed me pulling away years after that duty spicy sleep offer, and she was suddenly terrified that it was too late. In therapy, I realized how much of this was my fault. Not our lack of spicy sleep life, but the impact of it on our marriage. The covert expectations, the resentment. I apologized profusely. She did the same for her part. She said if she had any inkling of just how much it mattered to me, she would never have let it get this far, but she shouldn't have just assumed, and that was her mistake. I really appreciated that. It lifted a lot of my resentment, and we shed enough tears to fill buckets. So, where are we now? We are still in therapy, though without any urgency. It's more like a place to have controlled arguments now. The stakes are lower. Our overall intimacy and affection is much better. She is back to her witty and charming self and is very affectionate, especially in public. It's a joy to be around her again, and I make sure that she knows that. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said this was impossible. There is still no spicy sleep. First, it's logistically difficult. We live in different but nearby cities, and we only see each other on most weekends, and those are usually quite busy. That will come to an end soonish, but if I'm honest, that's an excuse. People who want to have spicy sleep do, come what may. Wait. Am I reading that wrong? Or a few months ago, we agreed in therapy to lift our ban on all spicy sleep talk. We could have spicy sleep in theory, but neither of us initiates or brings it up. If I were to initiate, I believe she would say yes, but I don't think I could trust that. Part of me believes that she would say yes and show as much excitement as she can because it would be proof that I'm not going anywhere, not because she genuinely desires spicy sleep with me. Another part of me knows that that's unfair. On her end, I believe she's still terrified to initiate. She has no idea how I would react, and even if I say yes, any hint of reticence on my face would shatter her confidence, and all her fears about divorce would come back. And you could always come back to listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime. There is more to the story, but...
So we haven't fixed the problem.
I mean, it seems like things are getting better.
Yeah.
See, this isn't something that's going to be fixed like overnight, you know?
Yeah. But now we're at like 6.5 years of no spicy sleep.
Yeah.
And or maybe more.
I think it might be more.
I think it
Maybe
might
even
be
7.5.
more.
No.
Yeah. And that was like 75% of the issue. Seems like they've fixed about 30% of their issue with the intimacy and stuff.
I mean, this whole thing just seems, very complicated. I think maybe the spicy sleep issue is just kind of the front of like a lot of other issues that were going along. So it seems like they're working on those other issues, and those seem to be generally going well.
Yes.
With like, I mean, they are separated, but they're still like hanging out and being more affectionate with each other. It just hasn't quite gotten to spicy sleep yet. That seems like a big one to tackle for this couple.
I feel like I never recommend this. I think we should open your relationship. I would never recommend this for a couple that has issues.
Whoa.
But I think hot take, she doesn't want to have spicy sleep. I don't think her opinions on this have changed at all. I think she's still scared that he's going to leave her if she never wants to have spicy sleep.
Interesting.
And I think that's why the only reason that it's really coming up on her end.
Yeah.
He, again, has said multiple times, I have high libido. I have high libido. And he also just told us that he doesn't associate intimacy or like spicy sleep with love. So I feel like maybe we have a conversation about he is able to find people strictly no love, strictly no relationship to just sleep with.
Yeah.
And then we just fulfill that desire and I feel like we'd be a better.
Yeah, that is interesting because usually, I mean, he would have brought that up.
Yeah.
It seems like the right time to bring for him to have those thoughts. But it is interesting that he says it's not about love, but I wonder what he would say to an open relationship because
I'm wondering.
Because if he wants that from his wife, then it's like, okay, well, maybe it is more about love than you think, but he just doesn't quite realize that. You know what I mean?
He just doesn't want it to go anywhere else because he's very loyal.
Yeah.
Seems like he's like, well, we're monogamous. We've talked about this, so I'm not going to, go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Have we tried hitting her with one of these? Have we tried this?
So she leaves her?
No, you just go, that's how you initiate right there.
Just, I want you.
Yeah, that's...
With that look, that point, that open shirt and hairy chest. It's just so weird though too, because I wonder, when she says she doesn't have that desire, but okay, one thought that I did have is if he says that he doesn't associate that with love, and she keeps bringing it up as an offer to kind of show, I don't know, loyalty or that she's still trying or something. I wonder if that's just.
Have we tried one of these?
I hope not.
Oh,
I hope not.
But I wonder if maybe she sees it more of an act of love in a way rather than a actual sexual desire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you have to, because there are ace people who are okay with not spicy sleep repulsed. They just don't seek it out. And they're like, well, my partner likes it, so yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to see what you have to talk to her about, is this actively hurting you? Not emotionally if we had spicy sleep, or are you just indifferent to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you need it as a part of your relationship, so.
Yeah.
Have we tried this?
We tried. I'm going to guess maybe not. He looks like he just did a magic trick and dropped all his cards. And he's now trying to get him back. He's like, oh, wait.
You can't take those.
Can you give those back to me? Thank you. Duchess Kasana said, who was that one guest that said scheduling it works? Yeah, there was a guest. We had a therapist who came on and said that
yeah, we don't need them. We got me.
Okay.
We got me for that.
Dakota is going to do all of the scheduling. So I know when to duck says, I regularly see a guy as a friends with benefits situation who's in an open relationship with his wife. She is ace and he has a high spicy sleep drive, and so we have fun. We're just friends. I feel like that could work. I feel like it's been so long.
That is true.
And I would hope that in that year and a half, they had done some research on other options.
Yeah, because I guess if she was interested, then she would hopefully be more interested in finding out why she's not desiring anything.
Yeah, I don't know,
but we do have a little bit more to this story. So we're in a weird standstill now. We are happier and closer than we have been in many years, but the topic that brought us here, spicy sleep, is still unresolved and is just hanging over our heads. There is some change on the horizon though, which could shake things up. The youngest will be done with her school in a few months and will finally be in a position to live together again. That will likely mean selling our house and me moving to her, buying a new house together. The symbolism of that is not lost on me. It's a big renewal of commitment. I know she wants it and I want it too. But I question if it's the right time. Wouldn't it be better if we made some tangible progress on spicy sleep first? I don't expect miracles. I know we won't go from years of celibacy to screwing like bunnies in a few months. Nor do I expect we'll ever have a mutually great spicy sleep life. Covert expectations, remember? But I feel like some clarity would be welcome at this point. Even if that's just an acknowledgement that good spicy sleep isn't on our immediate horizon. I love her and I'm willing to stay the course because we are doing well these days.
If you say so. Then you say so.
There you go. Yeah.
It's on the 12th and the 13th.
Yeah. It bleeds over a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
You start it at like 7 and then it goes into like 2 a.m.
Yeah. Lot of sexy time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? That's a lot. It's very demanding.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, guys.
Good luck. Good luck. I think that you guys love each other,
Yeah.
as you said.
I think that's really what has come down to here.
But I think we gotta explore some more options of
Explore
solutions.
ourselves.
Explore ourselves. Because right now it seems like we're almost exactly where we were before, except now everything's out in the open, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And we're working on like the non-physical intimacy, which is good. But like the problem that you had for 6 years is still there. So I feel like we need to get on that.
yeah. It seems like they're working on it. I don't know. I have hope for you guys. I don't know why I keep just imagining this being a kind of thing where it's like, well, we love each other and we know this is a problem. And then 5 years just kind of happened. And then it's like, well, time has passed. Now we must address it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how I'm thinking. They've got kids. I don't know.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. But we do have another story coming right up.
Hey, boy.
My husband's new car has been totaled, and I don't know how to tell him. Maybe just hide it from him. And there's a trigger warning here for mentions of mistreatment. This happened earlier today, and I, 28 female, have been an emotional wreck all day. This will probably only make sense if I tell you a bit about my ex-friend. Let's call her Lucy.
Oh, because it was her fault.
Oh, was it Lucy's fault? I met her in freshman year of college, and she was part of a larger friend group because we all lived in the same hall. For as long as I've known her, she has had pretty significant mood swings. And by the way, this comes from user, throw away, new car totaled. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I am Riley.
I'm Keon.
And we are here collectively to give good advice, kind of goofily, you know, whenever. You don't know everything. What do you know? We want to know. Tell us what you know in the comments.
Tell us your secrets.
And OP says, sometimes Lucy was a super sweet and caring person, but when she gets stressed out, she would become harmful and blame everything in the universe if there's something negative happening in her life.
I know people like this.
Yeah. Her bad side has gotten progressively worse since college. I could write a whole book about Lucy, but I'll spare you the details because it's not directly related to the advice I'm trying to get. Over the last an undisclosed period of time.
I'm going to give it months.
Yeah. Over the last couple of eons, each of the people in our friend group have cut contact with her. And I think I was probably the last one to still respond to her. Every conversation I have with her goes in circles, and she ends up back in a state of anger and frustration. And I usually hang up when she hurls verbal insults at me. I met my husband, 27 male, about 3 years ago, and he has always been incredibly supportive of me. I have vented to him many times about Lucy because interactions with her always leave me feeling emotionally drained and feeling like I'm going crazy. He has encouraged me many times to cut contact with her because it's not worth setting yourself on fire to keep her warm.
Bar. That's a good one. I like that.
So earlier this month, I blocked Lucy. It's my favorite old TV show. Earlier today, I ran into Lucy at the grocery store, and she confronted me about why I haven't been responding to her.
Dang, that's embarrassing.
She started screaming, so I left the grocery store and went home. But as I was pulling into my apartment parking lot, I see a car speeding towards me. Sure enough, it was Lucy's car. I think she was aiming for me, but I steered the car away, so she ended up crashing into the rear door behind me and destroying both our cars.
What? This is wild.
Yo, your buddy Lucy just tried to do a vehicular manslaughter on you right now.
Yo, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, that's...
You could sue.
No, like, she needs to be in jail. She needs to go to prison for that.
Oh my God.
That kind of person can't just be wandering around.
Aiming their car at you?
Before I was able to compose myself after the crash, she drove off with the front part of her car missing.
Oh.
I called the police and told them everything. Thankfully, I am uninjured. All afternoon, I've been calling insurance and trying to look for options to get the car fixed. Nothing is finalized yet, but the insurance agent said, judging by the pictures, he's not optimistic that it's fixable or worth fixing. I know I need to tell my husband, but how do I tell him the car that he's been saving up for years and then spending months waiting for to arrive is damaged beyond repair? Especially because I feel partially responsible since in hindsight, I realized I should have cut contact with Lucy years ago. How could you possibly feel responsible for this? Your insane lunatic friend literally tried to
Torpedo.
obliterate you
Yeah, that's
with
crazy.
an automobile.
You were gonna be turtle soup if you didn't move.
If he's got insurance, then it should be fine.
Yeah, insurance companies can't just be like, we can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
Right? They can't do that. They gotta,
I don't know,
They gotta
man.
do something about that.
If you were, yeah.
I don't know. My insurance is pretty good. They sent like a guy and they're like, yeah, this is totaled. Like this is not salvageable. This car is totaled. You're gonna get your money's worth. And I said, just call your insurance. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I
As
think
long
it'll
as
be
it's
fine.
not on you. Like
She's
as
just
long as you do
scared right
anything.
now. She just doesn't know how to get the words together. You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
you just got to tell your boyfriend that someone tried to unalive you today.
Lead with that.
First,
Lead
lead
with
with,
that.
I am the victim of
Here
a
we go, here we go.
crime,
Here we go.
first of all.
Here we go. Babe, I was almost unalive today. And if it wasn't for your car, you saved my life.
And you know what that means? You're priceless. Or I'm priceless. Okay,
Yeah.
priceless.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
frame it like that, I think you'll be fine.
A part of me knows that outwardly he'll brush it off and say that he's just happy I'm safe and that objects can be replaced, but I'm scared that he'll resent me. Oh, so he's actually already a good guy and come on. He loves this car. He has a strong sentimental attachment to it because it's his first car, and he's even given it a cute nickname, like a pet. We joke about how it's like his firstborn child. We don't have any kids yet. And it's the holidays. What kind of crap holiday present is it to find out that your brand new car that you got 2 weeks ago got totaled? I've tried looking at ways to buy him a new one, but I obviously can't make such a big financial decision without discussing it together. And the other problem is current delivery times for this car is 10 plus months. It's a Tesla for anyone wondering why it takes so long.
Oh, I see now.
It's all for the best. We could buy used, but used prices are even higher than new. And the used cars have 20,000 plus miles on them. He's on a business trip right now and will be coming back on Friday for the holidays.
Happy holidays. Surprise.
I'm struggling between deciding to tell him now or telling him in person when he gets back. What words can I even use to tell him? And there are some relevant comments here.
You tell him right now.
Yeah,
You say, I almost passed away,
yeah.
and your
Yeah.
car saved me.
Yeah, I would like.
You-
Why have
yeah.
him come home and surprise him with all of this? When
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I would tell him right.
Yeah.
away.
Relevant comments. Dev246 says, has Lucy been arrested? Yeah, asking the relevant questions. It sounds like you need a restraining order.
Mm.
OP says, the police arrested her and called me to let me know about an hour later. Apparently, it wasn't too hard because she was at home and the front part of her car was missing. My sweet summer 16 says, then honestly, just call your husband and tell him. Just start off with, I'm okay. But unfortunately, this psycho literally rammed her car into yours. I've already called the insurance company. She's been arrested, blah, blah, blah. It's a car. It wasn't your life. So hopefully he's a bit considerate and understanding. Kreisier says, yep. I don't understand why OP's apprehensive about telling this to your husband when a psycho just literally tried to get her. If the husband actually does get upset at her, that should tell you where his priorities lie. And there's an update from 5 days later.
Like I said, good test.
Yes, that's what it's all about the test. I posted earlier this week to ask for advice about how to tell my husband his new car got totaled when the ex-friend that I cut off earlier this month rammed into me. I appreciate everyone taking the time to give me advice. I wasn't thinking clearly, and it was really helpful to get some online strangers to talk some sense into me. In hindsight, I was too hyper-focused on the car, and I didn't really fully process the fact that someone I've known for 7+ years almost actually unalived me. As for breaking the news to my husband, that didn't turn out quite the way I expected. I knew that I had to tell him as soon as possible, and I was trying to figure out the best way to phrase it. About 20 minutes after I made my post, he actually called me in a panic because he was afraid I was in a coma in the hospital or something. Turns out his Tesla and the phone app has a lot more bells and whistles than I knew about. It sent him notifications and videos from the car's cameras about the crash, but he didn't see them until the evening. His company has a strict policy about only company-issued phones being allowed to be turned on while in the tech center office. So when he finished work and pulled out his personal phone, he was greeted by multiple notifications that a crash had occurred. and links to the videos. Since by that point it had been many hours since the crash, he was terrified that I had been seriously injured. At first, he was incredibly upset with me for not calling him immediately on his work phone. After I apologized profusely and explained the whole story, his frustration turned to concern, and he insisted I go see a doctor to get a full physical, even though I felt fine. He then got the first flight he could find the next morning, and he's been spending the last few days with me and taking his work meetings remotely.
Aw.
I've apologized a couple times for not cutting my ex-friend Lucy off earlier before my husband came into my life, which is a crazy thing to apologize for. You can't apologize for somebody being an unhinged maniac who ran their car into yours. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with cutting off a friend.
And that was in the past, girl. You're good. It happens.
I've apologized for the loss of his car, but each time he just brushes it off and says something that melts my heart, like, well, I'm just happy that the car did its job and protected you from Lucy. Or, a car's a thing, and things are replaceable, and you are not.
Oh.
But you are my little miss thing, you know what I'm saying? Ooh! He didn't say that part, but maybe he should have.
That was kind of the vibe, though.
Maybe he should have said that. Something to think about. The insurance paperwork still isn't finalized yet, but it's looking increasingly likely that the car will be a total loss. I think my husband placed an order, or at least is seriously contemplating placing a new order for a new car. We'll probably have to wait 10 to 12 months to get it, but in the meantime, we still have my car to drive, and we'll figure something out. My husband also wants us to do some marriage counseling because he says I have a tendency to avoid or push off difficult conversations. After this week, I realize he's probably right, so we'll be exploring that early next year. As for me, I'm glad I escaped the crash, mostly unscathed. I got an urgent care appointment for the next day, and the doctor concluded there wasn't anything seriously wrong with me, but recommended I get a more comprehensive check from my primary care physician next week. 2 of my teeth have been hurting since Tuesday, and I'm not sure if it's related to the crash. My husband suspects I might have bitten down too hard on my teeth as I was bracing myself for the crash and cracked something. But I made an appointment with the dentist next week to check. In my original post, I didn't say much about what happened with Lucy after the crash because the post was already getting long and it wasn't directly relevant to the advice I was seeking. But the police arrested her soon after the crash and called me to let me know.
Good.
All right.
It was very easy because they found her at home with the address I gave them, and the front section of her car was missing and beaten up. They asked her if she had been in an accident earlier that morning, and she told them a harrowing tale about how she barely escaped a violent motorcycle gang.
Whoa, they called him a gang and not a club? She's so out of touch here.
Dude, what did she think? She just on the spot started freestyling. She's like, yeah, I was on the highway and then a dozen men in leather jackets surrounded my car and then they all took out metal pipes and they destroyed my front bumper.
Thinking of like a motorcycle gang from like Power Rangers or something.
Yeah,
Because like if a motorcycle gang was actually coming from you, they're not gonna do it at like, you know, a grocery store. They're gonna wait till you go home.
yeah, and I don't think they're just gonna go after your front bumper. You know, I think they're more.
They're gonna take a tire out.
Yeah, they're leaving there with something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she said they left with. They stole the front bumper. It's a very lucrative underground black market front bumper.
But you know, I'll give her 1 star out of 5 for creativity.
Yeah. When the police asked her why she didn't report this or seek assistance from emergency responders, she looked like a gobsmacked goldfish. That was in quotes, by the way. This was all told to me by the detective assigned to my case. I did not witness the arrest myself. I've been in contact with the other people from my college friend group that also knew Lucy, and they all expressed a mixture of sympathy, mild surprise, and appreciation for me giving them a heads up. Mild surprise? One of my friends actually had a situation a couple years ago where Lucy threatened to hurt my friend's dog, jail, after she cut contact with Lucy, but nothing ended up happening, so they forgot about it and moved on with their lives. But by the way, you don't have to move on because you can listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You know what you have to look up. All you got to look up is OK Storytime. Boom, it's that easy. My husband and I are searching for lawyers to help us with filing a restraining order as well as exploring other possible legal actions. But we haven't gotten many replies back yet because it's the holidays. It's the holiday season. No one? Okay. I doubt it'll be worth the time and money to sue Lucy for damages, but it's an option we're considering. The attorneys that we have had preliminary consultations with so far have all advised us not to speak to Lucy directly or speak too much about the situation publicly, aside from basic facts, while there's pending litigation or legal considerations. So I won't be posting any more about her in the foreseeable future. Long story short, we're overall doing pretty well. The craziness has settled down a bit, and my husband and I are sticking to our planned holiday festivities. Thanks again for everyone's input, and happy holidays.
Yeah, don't talk to Lucy anymore.
We've got some final comments here.
Oh, gosh.
Agent OOX says, a violent motorcycle gang. Lucy doesn't strike me as being the best liar. Huh. As for your teeth, I think your husband's suspicions are probably right. I was in a car accident a couple years ago where I was rear-ended. I ended up with some tooth pain, so I went to the dentist. Her first question was, did you see the car coming towards you? Apparently, it's common for people to damage their teeth by biting down too hard while bracing themselves for an incoming hit. OP says, the strange thing is, she was actually a very good liar back in college. Our entire friend group bought into her sad stories about her childhood, hook, line, and sinker. It wasn't until years later that we realized she had lied about a lot of things and everything unraveled, but
Oh.
maybe we were all just too naive. That's what I was going to say, and that's the end of that story.
Yeah. Building is like lies that are building are like Jenga blocks. They're gonna fall one day.
Yeah, if she was a good liar, her lies wouldn't have crumbled.
My late wife's estranged parents demanded to see our son, but it's against her wishes.
Too bad, so sad.
I, 28 female, lost my wife, M, 2 years ago in an accident when our son was less than a year old.
Oof.
Throughout our entire relationship, from ages 20 to 26, she was very open about how her parents did not accept her, and that she'd given up on offering an olive branch. By the way, this comes from Planet Venus. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. NOP says, she seemed to have made peace with the fact that they weren't around anymore. And my family always embraced her with open arms, so she still had some support regardless. When we had our son, M told me she didn't want her parents to know anything about our child, even through the grapevine. She had let her mom and dad know that we were getting married a few years prior, but they didn't respond very well to the news, so she didn't think they would change their tune. If they did manage to hear about our son's birth, they never contacted us to say anything about it. They didn't come to the funeral. I invited them because I thought that maybe they'd want to be there. She was their only child, and I assumed that any animosity they had about how she lived would have been overshadowed by the loss of her in general. I heard nothing from them for 2 years until a few weeks ago when I got a message request on Facebook from M's mother. She said she and her husband wanted to know more about me and our son. So she invited me to get a cup of coffee since they were in town. I agreed to meet them to talk, but I left my son at home with my sister. They looked a little disappointed when I got there and he wasn't with me, but they didn't say anything about that at first. They started off with a few normal questions: how we met, what M's life was like, what our wedding was like. Then they started asking about when they could spend time with our son, because they had a right to as his grandparents. I told them my wife had made it very clear she didn't want them to know anything about our baby. I felt like I was already betraying M's wishes by agreeing to meet with them and even showing them pictures of him. So the idea of them meeting him on top of all of that was a little too much for me at the time. I said I needed to take a bit to think about whether or not I'd allow that. They both seemed upset about it, and they started to argue with me, so I shut the conversation down and said I'd contact them again when I made my decision. I went home, told my sister what happened, and she said that she understood I wanted to listen to M's wishes, but she's gone now. And it's totally possible that her parents have changed. She felt it would be wrong of me to stop them from having a relationship with their daughter's only child. She also said I was just making it harder on myself by avoiding people who could help me raise my son, since now I'm doing it on my own. I don't want to betray M. Any advice would be appreciated. And we have some info. I was the one who gave birth to our son. He's biologically mine. M was emancipated at 17. She did continue to try to speak with them on and off for a few years up until our wedding. I know that if they had changed, Em would have forgiven them because that's just the kind of person she was. I agreed to meet them because I wanted to know if they regretted how they treated her. And by the way, I don't think you guys would ever regret it if you went and looked up more episodes with stories just like this. The Spotify, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There's some comments, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, that is very tough and disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I would think that even if they didn't agree with her life choices, they would go to the funeral. That's
honestly,
crazy.
that's my point of like,
Yeah.
there's no going back from.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would have maybe still agreed to meet like OP did, but then be like,
Yeah.
you literally didn't come to her funeral. You
Right.
do not get to see our son.
Yeah, like if you really want to, like you're gonna need to be very creative in how you make this up to me
Yeah.
because right now I can't think of what would.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be seeing
Yeah.
my son.
Like why? I mean, why? Why would you want to see your
Right.
son or like your grandson if
And it sounds like they're trying to pull some weird like grandparent rights things, which I'm sure is why the info about like he's biologically OP's kind of thing came
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Then they really don't have
that's true.
like blood relationship claim.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you don't need to let them near your son.
I would
That's
say
fine.
no. I think your sister's wrong on that one.
Mhm.
Comment 1, not the a-hole. They didn't come to their own daughter's funeral. F this request. Someone replies, exactly. I would also suggest that you begin to gather any documentation you can about her wishes and their behavior. You also need to be sure that you are absolutely legally the parent. You should also consult an attorney ASAP. That way you will have someone already lined up who is familiar with the situation when the parents decide to start something, and I am pretty sure they will. Comment 2, not the a-hole no matter what you choose. I would be very careful about building a relationship with the people who didn't attend your wife's wedding or her funeral. I would have concerns about their newfound interest in your son, given their talk of their right as his grandparents. I would be weary of challenges to your custody if you live in a place where you might be subject to a moral panic, as the way M talked about them suggests that they'd absolutely be the type to use that to remove the child from immoral circumstances. Basically, I think there's a chance they could introduce a lot of stress to your life. But you've met them and I haven't. If you think that you could set and maintain boundaries with them that would allow them to be supportive grandparents in your child's life, if you think they could actually be a help and not a hindrance to you, if you think you and your son would value the connection to M's childhood, then you can ease into that relationship and see how it goes. Don't do this for M's parents or for your sister's idea of right and wrong. Proceed with caution, trusting that your wife had reasons for wanting this separation and looking for data on whether or not they've changed. Or say, thanks, but no. Child can get in touch with them as an adult if he wants to. Your first responsibility is to protect your son. And if your instincts tell you to keep your distance, I, for one, fully endorse you doing so. That's the end of that story.
Wow.
I agree. Like,
Same.
I would stay far away, and then if son grows up and is like, I want to meet them,
Sure.
after explaining everything
Yeah.
detailedly.
Once he
Sorry,
knows.
Plant.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think they've given any reason why they should be around your child.
But that's the end of that story.
My wife asked me for a break, but expects me to act like nothing changed.
Maybe she should change.
My wife, 30 female, and I, 30 male, are together since December 2019. We have kids, ages 2 and 4. I messed up. I did not show up enough, and I took her for granted. I was somewhat controlling in some aspects of our lives, and I fully agree with that now. I want to do better, and then wham! Last Christmas, break. It completely blindsided me. By the way, this comes from user Brock2845. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Keon,
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, guys. We don't know everything. We only know what we do, so let us know what you do in the comments.
And
Please.
to clarify that they didn't go on break last Christmas.
I just said wham. As Obi says. Anyways, the break broke my heart. I also had to leave for weeks for training, and she told me about the break only once I got there. Now that I'm doing better, I do not understand the terms and conditions she is setting. Everything feels unclear and contradictory. What I mean is this. She insisted, after I asked through sobs that we remain faithful, that she wants the right to have spicy related intercourse outside of our marriage and not owe me a thing. At this point, just do a divorce. I don't know.
Divorce, babes. Divorce.
She said this could go both ways, but that does not make it easier to accept. It felt like a unilateral decision disguised as fairness. At the same time, she asked me to show up during the break. She said, "You can touch me, kiss me. Who knows? Maybe we will even have spicy sleep." This is translated, but the meaning was clear. I do not understand how this aligns with wanting freedom outside the marriage. Does that mean I have to act like there was no break at all? I feel like it is completely contradictory. I honestly do not understand the idea of a break in the first place. It feels like I am being asked to be fully present without any security. I am mostly looking for advice on how to navigate the situation. As much as I feel I want to do what she asks, I also feel like we are on a break and I should not do that. I should probably give her space despite what she asked for. The mixed signals are tearing me apart. Advice? We have some comments. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, this sounds like it's done.
She's like, I feel like she's got one like pinky toe in the door still of this relationship, but surely it seems like it came from you. This doesn't happen overnight. I think this happened over a gradual time. And yeah, I mean, she wants you to keep trying, but also she wants to open the relationship.
Not really. She literally came to him and was like, "So we're going on a break. I'm gonna probably have some spicy sleep with other people. You could too if you want, but you could also just like stay around and like we can kiss sometimes."
But she also said to show up during the break.
But you don't give someone a chance to like be better and improve while being like, and we're fully on a break and I'm going to be sleeping with other people.
It seems like you could have your cake and eat it too kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's true you didn't show up enough and that was the breaking point, but I feel it is already broken.
Yeah, OP, I think it's time for divorce. I'm sorry. But we have some comments. Comment number 1. Reality check. She's not interested in preserving the marriage. She has someone lined up that she wants to have spicy sleep with. Maybe someone she's already having an affair with. Maybe it's not physical yet. Maybe she wants to go see a whole bunch of people. Who knows? But what she's not interested in here is fixing things with you. This is her first step out the door, and I don't think she's interested in coming back. If she does, it's because she couldn't find anything better. Not because she really wants to stay. And honestly, I wouldn't trust that she wouldn't still be looking for another better option, even if this break ever ends. Comment 2. This isn't a break. It's a trial separation. Yeah. Breaks don't include spicy sleep with others when married. She's in effect opening up the marriage. You do have a say in this. You don't owe her the right to have spicy sleep with others, even if you aren't a great husband. The proper response to a troubled marriage is counseling and or space, not trying out potential replacements. Offer her constructive criticism and space without spicy sleep. If she refuses, you need to look into legal separation or divorce. And we do have an update. Yeah, like we said. So let's just get into that update. I came home this weekend. I picked up the kids at my in-laws, followed their routine, and put them to sleep. My wife was at a work party, allegedly. We were in the process of moving, so I expected clutter and boxes everywhere. There were boxes, but what shocked me was how abandoned everything looked. It felt eerie. Like houses and movies that were left in a hurry during a war. It was unsettling in a way I cannot fully describe. The trash bins were overflowing. Meat packages had clearly been left there for a while, judging by the smell. The dog looked like he had been alone for a long time, and I arrived around 7:30. The hair straightener was left on the toilet sink, unplugged thankfully, and hemorrhoid medication was sitting between the sinks. I am not complaining. Well, I'm complaining for the dog. There was no one there to take care of the dog. Also, she just dipped with the kids and...
Yeah,
or did
the
she
dog
just dip?
all right? I think
Because the kids were at the in-laws.
right. I think she just did.
She just dipped. She had the audacity to leave the dog and not leave anything. Uh-oh. I am not complaining. I am just describing what I saw in the few minutes between arriving home and putting the kids to bed. Everything felt off, rushed, and neglected. I started taking out the trash. When I am tired, especially from training and lack of sleep, I get clumsy. My hands were wet and slippery, and I dropped the trash bag in our bedroom. Facial tissue spilled out everywhere. That was strange, because she never sounded sick when we spoke. One tissue had what looked like poop and grease on it, likely from hemorrhoid medication. Gotcha. This was in our bedroom, and it smelled. My wife sometimes gets hemorrhoids when she's not prepared for backdoor activities. Trying to keep this PG, but she usually applies the medication on a towel we place on the bed to avoid accidents. This was not proof, but it was deeply worrying. I gathered the tissues and put them back in the bag, almost all of them. Then I noticed a pharmacy receipt torn into pieces. Okay.
The hemorrhoid one seems like, okay, fine. She just put on medication.
The hemorrhoid stuff. Yeah, that's
that seems like it could be a stretch, but I get that you're on the hunt for stuff.
yeah.
This one's not going to be good, though.
Yeah, prepare yourselves. The total was unusually high for us, since we have no regular prescriptions. One medication listed told me everything I needed to know. Plan B. Bought on November 30th. Paid for the very day she asked for the break. Uh-oh. I texted her and asked her what that meant. Hey, I saw a Plan B medication, not like, hey, where are you? The dog looks like it hasn't eaten. It smells like poopy in here. What's going on? Where have you been? I know you're at a work party, but like, what's going on? The first thing you text her is, hey, I found this thing of a prescription of Plan B. What's up with that? I mean, I did not even feel anger. Despair took over, and I literally fell to my knees. She replied with, okay, wow, not coming back tonight. See you tomorrow.
Healthy.
The next morning, I got the kids up and went to a friend's place. Our kids played together while we talked. I returned home in time for their nap because I wanted to speak with my wife. She refused to talk. She kept delaying. She said she was at a friend's place and we'd be back in time for the nap. She delayed again, saying she was eating lunch. Then she needed to help her friend with something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, her friend. During that time, I cleaned what had been left behind. The toilets were filthy. The bath had green grime from bath salts we bought at a spicy sleep shop. The sink had caked residue. It was all overwhelming. When she finally arrived, she was more belligerent than ever. Her answers were arrogant, and she told me how irresponsible I was. I chose to leave.
Is she having like a psychotic break?
I think so.
Something sounds wrong.
Yeah. She berated me for leaving her with the kids while I was away training. And now for leaving again. I agree, it was not ideal, but if the kids had not been napping, I would have taken them with me. The next morning, I came back again. We talked for hours. At first, she would not admit to cheating at all. She said the morning after pill could have been for someone else. Curly
The 2-year-old or the 4-year-old?
Girly,
Like,
no, it was a dog.
Who's the other person it's for?
The dog. She said I did not know anything for sure. She kept circling the truth. I already knew. Eventually, she admitted everything. Then she backtracked and refused to admit anything again. She is clearly just having a manic episode right now.
Yeah,
This
no
is not
excuse for
good.
this behavior, but I feel like something snapped.
Yeah, she was clearly uncomfortable with what I knew and with admitting adultery. At some point, I said the word we both knew was coming. Divorce. She cried a lot. She apologized for her actions. I maintained my position. We are divorcing. As a rhetorical question, because I already knew the answer, I asked if she would agree to never speak to this guy again. He was a close friend before. He was a close friend before they became friends with benefits and later fell out. She did not answer. She lowered her eyes, and that was the answer. I packed a few things for the move and for my training. I had lunch with the kids and put them down for their nap. She tried to do the dishes, and she cried the entire time. I left and brought items to storage for our move. She called me and sounded happier, and we spoke for about 45 minutes. Then I mentioned for filing for adultery divorce. In Canada, it makes a divorce almost immediate instead of waiting a year. Her voice changed instantly. She lied again. She said she was worried someone would look at their marriage registry, which is false because it's not public. I insisted calmly. She raised her voice and became erratic. I started recording the call because I felt threatened by the way she was speaking to me. The phone notified her that I was recording. She then accused me of cheating on her for 2 years with my friend who let me stay at her place. Did you? I'm assuming you didn't, but did you? This friend supported me during her own separation and is now helping me through mine. Nothing ever happened between us. Good to know. Once she realized she was being recorded, she threatened to put my belongings in the trash or on the street. She said I could come get them whenever I wanted. By the end of the call, she cried again. She is terrified of paying me alimony because my income is currently very low. While I am training, I am barely paid, and my previous job paid $40,000 less than hers. I honestly do not recognize her anymore. She's acting like the very people she used to judge during their separations. She keeps lying and refuses accountability. By the way, I'll hold you accountable for listening to full episodes with stories just like this one. Just go to your favorite podcast app, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, and searching up OK Storytime. Oh, wow.
I think we knew this was coming to divorce.
Yeah, we called it as we sees it, but it's still not great, and this is definitely not healthy for her, for you.
Well, yeah, that's why they're getting divorced.
Well, I mean, thankfully, but I think you should definitely, well, one, the divorce, let that happen. I think both of you genuinely need to find therapy. She looks like she's going through a rough time. You're obviously going through a rough time, OP. The kids as well. Hopefully they don't see any of this, but divorce sucks for everybody. We're sorry, OP. That just go your own way, get some therapy for the both of you.
Yeah. Even if she is going through something, like, it doesn't excuse the fact that she literally cheated on you. Because it seems almost like she cheated on you and that caused the breakdown, not like the other way around.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and finish up the story. I do not want to get back together. I just want a transparent co-parenting relationship.
If things went well, maybe we could even be friends someday, but she keeps lying. When we scheduled couples therapy before, I said I wanted a divorce. I do not feel like it helped or will help. I am looking for resources to help us navigate this separation more respectfully. I will be meeting a psychologist on the 22nd, and that is the end of that story.
My husband never gave me a gift, but got one for our female friend.
Well, that's not fair. What about me?
I just feel so numb. It's not like he doesn't do anything for me. I got pregnant with our daughter and I got punted out from the house. And I've been living with him ever since. It's been 3 years, our daughter is in kindergarten, and I know he loves us. By the way, this comes from Zebra Zucchini. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, he is paying for me to get my bachelor's, and I take care of all of the bills. I work kind of odd jobs, but I do have some money of my own. I usually always spend it on my daughter. I always try to make Christmas magical for her, and even when we were broke, I scrimped and saved and even put her name in for a charity tree this year because my car broke down, so money hasn't just been tight, it's non-existent. And I always get him something. Maybe it's small, but he's always had something. I don't know the last time I got a Christmas present. His brother got me something last year, but we had to cut him out of our lives. Last night, I mentioned he had a package and he got excited. He said he saw something online and had to get it for one of our friends. She likes that old show Frasier, and it's a cookbook from the show and really thoughtful. And I feel like I'm spiraling. I told him I wasn't feeling well and cried myself to sleep on the couch. I love my daughter and I love him in a way, but I hate my life. I was doing therapy at school, but they jacked up the prices and I can't afford it anymore. I've looked around endlessly and can't find anything in our meager budget. And I can't leave him. I can't be away from my daughter and I'd have nowhere to go. My parents haven't spoken to me, even when I call them begging and crying just to talk, in years. Sometimes my mom will call me on my birthday or Christmas, but she didn't this year, so I doubt she will next week. He's not harmful and he's not cruel, he's just not thoughtful, and I guess doesn't care about me enough to get me anything. I think he knew I was hurt because he started talking about taking our daughter to this Christmas thing in our city that he knows I want to go to. I feel so selfish. I know I should be more grateful, but even just a little candle or a picture frame would mean the world to me. I know I won't get it, but she'll get a cookbook. Any advice? We have some comments.
Well, I mean, that's annoying. If
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it's interesting because it like initially doesn't feel too weird for like someone to just get a friend like a gift, but then it's like, well, he's not getting you anything.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's not the issue that like he's getting it for, this other girl. It's just the issue is like you don't do anything for me in that regard. So it's just weird that you're doing it for someone else. And I get like I understand that you know this person and that they would love this gift. Like that's fun and like, good for you for knowing their taste. But also what about your wife who you live with, who you like, made these vows with, chose this life with, and you're just not getting her anything? That's weird. That's what doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he is just picturing the like paying for school as her like gift in a way or something.
I don't think you should. You should still get a gift.
No, but I'm just wondering if that's where his head's at.
Yeah.
We have some comments. Ad opposite 3505, you are right to feel hurt. That's messed up of him. Could you directly ask him why he has bought her a present when he hasn't bought you one ever? I don't know the friendship dynamic with this woman, but if I were a friend to a couple and just the male bought me a gift, I'd feel a little awkward. Unless it was framed as a gift from you both, I guess. My life experiences would also make me a little suspicious if this man typically doesn't give gifts, but he just happened to find the perfect gift for a friend. Opie says, I did ask him why he got her one. He never gets me any because we should be saving money or spending it on our daughter. But even if it was small, it would mean everything to me. She's just a mutual friend. I'm not worried about her or anything. It's just hurtful. It would hurt if he got one for one of his buddies too. Timetown6745 says, you have every right to be upset, in my opinion. One, because he gave more thought and energy into buying a gift for another woman when he doesn't show the same energy towards you. That's not okay. You need to have a discussion with him. And secondly, if money is so tight, you can't afford presents for your daughter. That's where the money should have went. Once his family is taken care of, then he can worry about others. At least that's how me and my husband always did things. I'm really sorry you're having a hard time. Is there any local services that can help you? Any friends? I wouldn't stay with someone just because you feel like you have no other choice. I also wouldn't leave somebody over this, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave them over this. I would just have a conversation, be like, hey,
really probably needed that money.
Yeah, and you spent it on this like fun gift, which is cool, but like also we're not in a position to do this right now.
Yeah. Opie says, my friends are living normal lives at college. I did go through some local services to get our daughter gifts this year, and I have in the past, but I wouldn't ever ask them for something for me. If he just got me a candle or something, it would mean everything to me. I don't get him much, but I got him socks and gum he talked about wanting. I have nowhere else to go. My parents don't even take my calls, and I don't have other family around here. Timetown responds, first off, stop getting him stuff. Give him the same energy he gives you. And you should ask, not necessarily for gifts, but help as far as finding jobs, schooling, therapy, financial help, housing, etc. Opie says, I'm in school and have a full-time job offer for when I graduate, but that's in the spring. I was in therapy on school, but they started charging and I can't find anything affordable. He makes enough that I don't qualify for any kind of public assistance because we are married. Timetown responds, hopefully, once you graduate and start working, things will change, and you can get back into therapy and decide how you want to move forward. Until then, I would have a talk with him, and maybe try to get a job part-time and save so you can leave if that's what you decide. Opie says, I don't want to leave. My parents weren't together and it made my life heck growing up. He's not a bad person or even husband. This is just upsetting. It's not always like this. Timetown says, I don't know your relationship, but a good husband doesn't buy other women gifts and not buy his wife one. But good luck with everything. Opie says, I just feel like he'd think that he does way more for me to compare to a cookbook, which he does. I still would like something small. Intended Effect says, hey, first, it's amazing that you're raising a kindergartner while going to college and without any help from your parents. I got married later in life than you did, and something my spouse and I both benefited from was making mistakes and learning from experience in prior relationships. Me, I once got a girlfriend a CD for Christmas. We'd only been dating for a month or two, but it was serious and not the ideal tone of a gift. That came out as something that felt bad for her when our relationship was disintegrating a couple of years later. Whoops. But one fewer mistake for me to make from then on. It sucks that your husband apparently needs to be told, hey, you need to get your wife a present, dummy. Ideally, he'd have a friend say that to him. But if no one else will, it might be better for your relationship overall if you say it. Personally, I'm conflict avoidant, so I'd probably say something like, hey, do you want to exchange gifts on Christmas Eve by ourselves or on Christmas morning with our kiddo? Opie says thank you. In his defense, he does pay any school fees and tuition that my scholarship doesn't cover, as well as all of our bills, etc. I know I should just be grateful, and it's not like he spends money on himself. It just hurt that he saw that and was like, oh, I have to get it for her. She'll love it. When I would love literally anything from him. Ad opposite 3505 says, financial contributions do not remove the need for emotional fulfillment. I'm 10 years in with a partner who feels as if them being the only provider removes any other responsibility to me, our children, our dog he got without discussing with me, and our home. It's not a great spot to be in. Please don't join me. OP says, he is a good husband outside of this. Much better than other guys in his situation. I'm very lucky generally, which is why I don't want to make a stink about this. We have an update.
I agree with like all the comments of like, you know, if you are conflict avoidant, then yeah, be like, hey, when do you want to do gifts or something? But I feel like what you need to do, OP, is just sit down and have a talk. Like if you just communicate and be like, hey, I just like felt weird that you like gave that other girl something and like you don't really do that for me.
Right.
Not that I think you're like going after this girl and like all this stuff, but it just kind of made her feel more important to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that feeling for me.
Literally just be like, hey, I would like a present, please.
Yeah. I'd be like, here's a list of my wants and needs. Do as you wish.
But we have an update. 3 weeks later. I didn't want to bring anything up to my husband and ruin Christmas.
That's not ruining Christmas. That's like expressing your needs and your wants. That's
You're
not ruining
it for
anything.
yourself.
Yeah, then you're just sitting there in the corner like, "Ugh, I wish, you know, he would get it. Like, he's not a mind reader, you know? Just say it.
Christmas morning, we obviously got up with our daughter, and she loved everything she got, so that was nice. And then my husband handed her a box, and I was confused, since she had already opened all of her gifts. He had her bring it over to me, and I couldn't stop crying. Okay, I know a lot of people dislike her, but Ariana Grande is my favorite artist. Her last album is so good, and I wanted to see her so bad. But the tour is limited and expensive, and basically no tickets were available in our city. Anyways, our friend's mom has connections, and when my husband got a holiday bonus, he asked her if she'd be able to help. She got us amazing tickets and is going to watch our daughter that night. I couldn't stop crying. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to go see her, and he set everything up. I felt bad because all I had gotten him was a new water bottle and jeans, but he said he didn't want anything other than his girls to be happy. And when he thought of my gift, he kind of got into the gift-giving spirit and wanted to get our friend something too. I'm so happy. And we have some comments, but so there's literally no issues.
Basically, OP, you jumped to conclusions.
And you got a really cool gift.
And you got like one of the best gifts. But that is like, I mean, it seems like how he said, you know, I want my girls happy and stuff. Like he very much does care about you. I think it was just like, you know, in the moment he was like, oh my God, this, like, our friend would love this. It wasn't like anything like I'm choosing this person over you or anything like that. It was more so just, I just, you know.
You just couldn't see the gift I brought for you.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what I got. Yeah.
HVlog says, I didn't catch your original post, but this is an excellent update to read first thing in the morning. Have so much fun. OP says, ha ha ha, it was mostly people telling me he was cheating on me with her. HVlog responds, that sounds about right for Reddit. Ari Evan says, so the friend he bought the book for is the same friend that helped him with your gift? That's really nice. It's more of a thank you gift. OP says, yeah, her mom's company has some sort of relationship with the arena, and she was able to get us tickets when they were like over $1,000 last I checked. I'm so happy. Okay, I didn't catch that part either.
Yeah,
the gift was for the person who helped him get the tickets.
Okay.
Or her daughter.
So none of this is an issue.
Yeah, non-issue completely.
This is just like, oh, I got her a thank you gift for doing that for us.
And I just couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay.
thing you didn't
None
talk
of
to
this
him
is
then.
an issue, actually. It's actually very healthy.
Yeah.
Perfect marriage.
Margot Bambaro says, that's a sweet update. I'm glad I saw the update before the original because it was really depressing. I'm so sorry about your parents and the way they've been treating you. I wish the best for you and your family. Opie says, thank you. I'm pathetic when it comes to my parents. I get that they don't like me, but I wish they'd at least ask about my daughter. Like, I know some people cut off their parents, but it hurts more when your parents cut you off. So much. If they asked me tomorrow to see us or even just my daughter, I know it's pathetic, but I'm sure I'd roll out the red carpet. I'm sure I'll get over it one day, but it hurts. And that is the end of that story.
I'm jealous of my husband's new friend because she's all he talks about.
Or maybe she's just better than you in every way.
I, 31 female, love my husband, 34 male, and we've been together for 9 years, married for 6, and I have been through a lot together. He has never given me a single reason to think he would stray away from our relationship physically or emotionally. He's an amazing father and very equally shares the household load. We have a lot of up and downs, like most people, but generally, we are a solid couple and always come back to each other after disagreement.
Up
Wow.
and down.
Coming back to each other and sharing their load. Amazing.
By the way, this comes from Leatherset73, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStories subreddit. I'm Riley,
Hi, I'm Dakota.
Hi, I'm Keon.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have any answers. We have a
Dude.
little bit of some. So let us know what you would do in the comments down below. Now on to the issue.
Oh, uh-oh.
He's recently embarked on his master's degree. He is one of only 2 men in his cohort of approximately 80 people. That's a crazy ratio. And the only guy of our culture. We're in our home country. The course and the university is just incredibly multicultural. As such, he has made a lot of new female friends, most of whom don't bother me at all. But there's this one, 30s female, I think, that I just don't like his friendship with, and I know I'm being unreasonable. They text all the time, like multiple times a day. Mind you, he isn't secretive about this at all. He doesn't hide his phone or anything like that. I can see her name at the top of his screen. He talks about her all the time, how she's so nice and all the cool things she's done. He also spends a lot of time with her. They have just decided to collaborate on a research project together for a conference in 2026, and as such, they will likely be spending even more time together. Oh no. Recipe for a disaster, low-key. Frankly, I'm sick of hearing about how nice and amazing this other woman is. She's also annoyed the heck out of him at times, like blowing like hot and cold at him when she has perceived. Sorry, what?
No, wait, dude. If you got like a friend, a lady friend, and she's doing hot and cold on you as friends, nah, that's gross.
Yeah, this is. I
That's
don't like
weird.
this.
She's trying to like, that's girlfriend territory.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with hot and cold unless you my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, what are we doing?
Blowing like hot and cold at him when she has perceived he has done something wrong. Though it's probably cultural differences that triggers this. And he'll talk about this too. It's like watching someone discuss the beginnings of a relationship, the euphoria of dating someone new, plus all the baggage they come with as they work through it, which is a weird thing to watch your husband go through. I don't believe it's anything more than I have described above. When I said I didn't think it was appropriate for him to be messaging her as frequently as he has been, and if the shoe was on the other foot, does he really think he would be okay with me messaging a man as frequently? And he offered to let me read all their messages, which I didn't. So I really don't think he's hiding anything. I obviously don't want him to start being secretive about it, so I said I would drop it. I just feel annoyed and jealous, like every time I see her name pop up on his phone. I don't even think he's physically attracted to her. We have great spicy sleep life, and this is not something I feel insecure about.
Lies. I detect a lie.
You don't feel
Because
insecure?
if you weren't insecure about it, you wouldn't be making this.
Tell him.
And it's okay. That's
Yeah.
you gotta just go to your partner and be like, I feel like you're gonna leave me for that lady, and that isn't necessarily your fault or hers or even mine, but it just means we have things to discuss.
I guess she's shiny and new and interesting, and they have a lot in common. I think I'm insecure about not being interesting enough for him, and maybe sometimes feel like he'd rather talk to her than me. I'm not used to him having female friends, though he used to have many when he was younger, and I'm finding this new dynamic really difficult. Any advice as to how I can just get over it and accept this new friendship as it is? And we have some comments. I say duel.
Duel?
A good old fashioned duel.
You guys can pick the weapons, but yeah, duel.
Yeah, I think you guys should duel with curling irons. You just had to burn that. No, I like honestly, I think you just need to go to your partner and be like, you're not gonna leave me for her, right? You're not gonna, right? Because that's where I'm at. I'm at like you guys are studying the same thing. She's so cool. You're not gonna leave her for. You're not gonna leave me for her, right?
Yeah.
You
Right.
would tell me that, right? You're not gonna do that, right?
Oh, that'd be awkward.
Right?
Hope not. Comment. Sounds like your fear is that she's becoming emotionally stimulating in a way that you're not. So the solution is not to restrict him from being her friend, it is to reignite the spark in your marriage. You don't need to go into competition with her, but your feelings warrant a deeper discussion with him about your emotional experience and what will help you feel secure. At the end of the day, time spent with a friend, texting, phone calls, in person, shouldn't exceed time invested in your relationship. If you're not already doing this, start dating again. Sometimes we get stuck in our daily routines, so initiate experiences together, like trying a new restaurant, class, trip, hobby. Carve out intentional connection time where you're not discussing logistics or children. Create rituals like weekly check-ins, Friday night wine and music at home or out, Sunday morning coffee walks together or with the kids. If he ever becomes resistant to this in favor of spending time with her, or he's constantly distracted by her during your time, then I'd start worrying. It doesn't sound like your marriage is threatened at this point, especially if he's being transparent, as there's still affection between you two. But the relationship could benefit from infusing some fresh energy since he's getting a ton from school. No P replies. This is really good advice. Thank you. We've tried to do a bit more dating in recent months, as we both acknowledge how it's easy to just sort of forget about one another with how busy we both are and with kids. Trying to make it more of a regular thing probably is in order though. We do have a going out date booked in a couple of weeks. Babysitter and everything, lol. And we actually went out during the day a couple of weeks ago as well. So it is there, but could definitely be more frequent. Thank you. Update 23 days later.
Oh, love that movie.
Divorce.
Michael Jordan.
Think they're gonna get divorced?
I don't think it's divorce o'clock, dude. I think that
Oh, divorce o'clock?
I just look. I see some weird comments. Somebody said
What did I say?
something along the lines of like, I understand having female friends before you're married, but like, how could you do it after you're married? Like, why?
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, guys, I'm joking. Like, women don't cease to exist once you are in a relationship.
Okay, I was a little worried.
You know, like, and he's in his doctorate program or his master's program. Like, 78 of his 80 classmates are women. So it's like,
Yeah.
he's just going to like not talk to or bond with any of his classmates. Like, you can be
It's kind of
friends.
impossible. He has to.
You can do that. You can be friends with lady and be dedicated to your lady, you know?
Yeah, I am more friends with girls that I had before I dated Angie, but I don't know. I don't like going one-on-one out with girls that are my friends. Unless it's like Sophia. That's the only like girl I would go hang out
Yeah, I'm not
one-on-one
going to
with.
take her on a dinner date,
Yeah.
but it's like, that's, you know, I don't think that's what he's doing at all, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, we have an update 23 days later. This is not going to be a long update and will probably not be that exciting or interesting, but some people wanted an update for my last post. Thank you. We are those people. My husband and I discussed his new friend a couple of times, and he understood where I was coming from, but was a bit hurt because he's never done anything in our relationship to suggest he might ever be unfaithful.
Right.
I don't think she was saying that. She was just kind of a little uncomfortable about y'all's friendship. That's it. I believed him when we talked about it, but he thought it would be better if I could just meet her and try to understand a bit better, and I agreed. Oh, wow. We're going to have dinner together? Cat fight. Oh, it's a cat fight.
Sounds, I mean, hey, maybe you guys become best friends. Simple solution. Simple solution. You guys are now best friends.
Whoa. And then y'all get together and leave him.
Slay.
We had a few friends over for his birthday last night, and she came. The birthday gift she got him was a picture of my whole family, me, Hubs, and the kids, and even the dog, that she made herself. Digital. She's a bit of a graphic designer. On a line box. It's really beautiful, and I think it's a lovely present because it includes me and the kids. She was incredibly respectful all night. We actually have a fair amount in common with some shared interests and shared experiences. We both have been scuba diving and are interested in marine conservation and are interested in SpongeBob SquarePants. She just seems genuinely very nice. Not fake at all. And her being around felt very akin to my husband's other female friend that we also had over as well. All that to say, I am no longer concerned about
Oh.
anything dodgy developing in her and my husband, and certainly don't think anything untoward has happened as yet. No.
Nailed it.
Oh, also, I caught a glimpse of their messages this morning, and she was messaging him about how nice I seemed, and he was talking about how cool I am. That wasn't performative because he didn't tell me about it. It was just a part of their conversation they were having, the rest of which was about the Japanese curry my husband made last night. I don't know. I'm sure Reddit will tell me I'm being stupid or naive, but it just feels very innocent now that I've actually met her. And by the way, if you're not innocent or innocent, go to your favorite podcast platform. Search up OK Storytime to prove your innocence or guiltiness of loving OK Storytime.
Yeah. We don't care what you are. We just want you to listen.
Mm.
Well, that's, yeah, a thing in that is like, once you become like threatened by someone else, like when it's like a friendship
Yeah.
that your partner has, like now you're like hyper aware and you're going to see every interaction that they have. Like, even if it's not anything, it's now going to be like, oh, well, now it's all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
that was telling from the very beginning. She's like, he texts her all day, and then it's like multiple times a day. It's like, those are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Using the word all the time or never, those are dangerous words.
yeah, because it's like, I mean, how could you? Like, I'm breathing all the time, unless I'm swimming. So even that's not true. Sometimes I hold my breath.
Sometimes when
know?
you shower too, you have to hold your breath.
What?
Because
What do you mean?
the water will get in your nose if you don't hold your breath under the water.
You hold your breath when you shower?
Yeah.
My husband keeps funding his sister's dreams, ignoring me in the process.
Well, you've just got to have a dream better than your sister-in-law.
My husband and I, male 28, female 30, met at a university and have been married for 4 years. Our relationship has generally been stable, and we have not had many major conflicts during our marriage. This situation, however, has slowly been building over time and has now come to a head. By the way, this comes from New Cartographer 5381, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations. So let us know what you would do in the comments. OP says, Over the past 2 years, my husband has been sending monthly, sometimes even weekly, sums of money to his younger sister so she can pursue her dreams. For context, my husband's sister dropped out of university 2 years ago because she felt it wasn't for her. Since then, she has been bouncing from fantasy to fantasy, trying to find what she is passionate about and what she's good at. These sums of money have been increasing over time, and I feel uncomfortable with us giving so much money to someone, even if it is his family member. I raised and have continued to raise this issue with him, but he can't find it in himself to deny his sister. He will start to come around to my point of view, but the moment he speaks to her, he surrenders all over again. More immediately, last weekend, I gave my husband an ultimatum. I told him that he either needed to stop giving money to his sister, or I would have to seriously consider our marriage. Oh, wow. He did not react well and said that he was not going to be selfish when we had so much money to spare. I told him this wasn't about the money itself, but about setting boundaries with his family. Unfortunately, he refused to listen and said that he wanted to help his sister achieve her dreams.
I'm not going to lie. Pulling the, if you keep doing this, I'm going to have to start thinking about divorce card. Feels pretty whack.
Yeah.
Feels like an escalation of just trying to be
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe if I say this, it'll get him to stop. But now you've just like put your marriage in actual jeopardy.
This is the first big fight that we've had in years, but I genuinely do not think I'm in the wrong. So am I the a-hole? And there is an edit. Would it be relevant to know the amount? And I think it would be relevant to know the amount. Please tell us how much money
It would be
he's
more
got.
relevant to know the like percentage of like your, monthly income that's being sent away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm gonna say yeah a little bit.
I think-
you're kind of by taking it to like I'm gonna rethink our marriage if you keep doing this. Yeah, you kind of become in the wrong there.
But we do have some comments here. Comment number 1 says, this is a fundamental difference in finances. If you feel so strongly about it, then you know what you need to do and follow through, not the a-hole. Commenter number 2 says, facts. If money convos turn into a war every time, it's already past the fix it with a talk stage. Follow through, OP. Wow.
Yeah, and also it's not about the money apparently. So
Yeah.
you guys should read.
OP says, I don't want to suggest that we have money disagreements. That's why this seems particularly surprising. Then what do you mean? Commenter 3 says, how are the finances set up? Do you share an account that it is coming from, and do both of you work? Or does he earn and manage all of the finances? OP responds, we both work and have a joint account. The money goes from that account. Commenter number 4 says, not the a-hole. I'm curious to know, OP, how are his parents like? What's their situation? Did your husband act like the father figure to his sister their whole life? Did their parents spoil them? I'm assuming she's probably in her 20s. She's an adult capable of getting a job. Most content creators have a job on top of their content. It doesn't make sense why he is sending her money. I think your husband fails to realize you are now his immediate family, not his sister. There shouldn't be handouts to someone in their 20s. If college isn't for her, that's fine. She can perfectly go get a full-time job like the rest of us. OP responds to this commenter, his parents have passed away and have been for some time. My husband paid for her uni bills, which we decided on together. I just don't think he can stand to hurt her, or anyone for that matter. In personal matters, he can be very placating. Commenter number 4 says, I see, OP. Your husband seems to be a people pleaser. I myself can be guilty of that. It's either good or bad. It really depends to what extent one's willing to please. Given that their parents passed away, I'm sorry to hear that, it sounds like the sister may still be hurting from their passing, and your husband tries to support her with her life / make her feel better about it. I would bring the subject up lightly since it seems like your husband feels the responsibility of being a parent since their parents are no longer with us. You aren't in the wrong, though, OP. Your husband just needs some redirection. You got this.
Again, I don't think you're in the wrong for being like, I'm not very happy with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I do think you're in the wrong for being like, and if it continues, I will reconsider our marriage. That's where
Yeah.
you went wrong,
Yeah,
to be clear.
totally. OP says, I think it may be a reflection of us not being able to have children ourselves. Interesting. But maybe my amateur psychology isn't the way to go here. Commenter number 5 says, I see in one of your comments that their parents are passed away, which could put a different light on things. How much is he giving her on average? Also, what are your individual salaries? OP says, he makes significantly more than me. last year amounted to around 240,000 pounds. Editor's note, approximately 325K USD. Wow. While I made around 90,000 pounds, which is 122,000 USD. He's given close to 2,500 to 3,000 a month, which is 3,385 to 4,062 USD.
So like what? And it's like she's pursuing stuff, but it's like, what is? I think that's just it. It
Yeah.
needs to be like, if I'm sending you this money so that you can have like the freedom to pursue, a dream
Mhm.
or a goal, like there need to be like things I can see that you've done to
Yeah.
go towards that.
Yeah, maybe you guys can find a compromise like that. Like, okay, give the money, but yeah, make those guidelines, I guess. Commenter number 6 says, "Are you serious about this ultimatum? Are you seriously going to divorce over this? If you are just threatening, it's never a good idea because now you've just shown that you are not serious. If you decide to walk away, I would not blame you. He's giving away about 10% of your joint money to his sister against your wishes. We made a rule that if my husband's sister wanted money, she had to ask both myself and him."
Yeah, but okay, I understand that on its face that sounds crazy, but like essentially you're giving 1% of your yearly income to her per month.
Yeah.
1% per month.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound that insane at all.
Yeah, it kind of does it.
1%.
Because
We're going to divorce over 1% of our income per month
Right.
being sent to not just anybody, his literal sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
1%.
Yeah.
Think about that.
This commenter continues, "Now she has to convince me that she has a plan for the money and was going to spend it wisely. She needs to understand that it's no longer just big brother money. His money now belongs to you too. You guys can come up with reasonable conditions to the money. 1 career change per calendar year, a yearly financial cap, a month financial cap, whatever number or condition you both can live with and stick to it." OP says, "This is the solution I'm leaning towards. Thank you." Commenter number 7 says, "This is very subjective and nuanced. Following her dreams, bouncing from fantasy to fantasy, etc. Are these your words? His, hers? Are her interests and jobs really that impractical? The amounts of money kind of matter, honestly. How much you have to spare, how much is being given, the rate of increase, the frequency, your plans for the future, all of it. A lot of people are saying he's not respecting your boundaries and he doesn't get to decide what to do with our money. Well, guess what? It works both ways. He's not obligated to just conform to whatever you feel is in everyone's best interest, and you can't just decide that he can't help out a family member because it makes you uncomfortable. And he doesn't get to go spending money on whatever he thinks is appropriate either. This is a marriage. People don't always see eye to eye, and there are disagreements on things, finances included. This doesn't mean he doesn't respect you or you don't respect him, etc. There just needs to be the love and respect to be able to work out some sort of compromise. And at the end of the day, if something is truly a deal breaker, either of you are free to move on from this. Is he denying you of anything financially? Is this lack of money keeping you from living the life you want to live? Can you set a limit on the amount or frequency? If this is all out of principle and the amount of money isn't impacting you, I'd reconsider the ultimatums. There are other avenues you can take here before having him choose between his sister and his wife. He's helping family and it's not putting you in any kind of position." OP responds, "The editorializing about fantasy to fantasy was my words. As mentioned above, the amount of money last year amounted to about 30,000 pounds, which is about $40,000 USD. And she is currently attempting to become a musician after becoming disillusioned with acting. The money is not having any discernible impact on our livelihood." And in response to the questions of what are the sisters' dreams, any progress is made, OP responds, "They vary. She is currently pursuing a career in music after a stint in acting." Commenter 8 says, "Ask him what exactly is it paying for? Is it education or clothes and or travel?" OP says, "As far as I'm aware, it's expenses in general. House bills, she's living in their parents' house, which they inherited, food, travel, and so on. Sometimes she'll ask for extra if a particular career-related expense arises." And we do have an update 3.5 weeks later. "So, following some of your advice, I had a long conversation with my husband and raised the possibility of having shared accounts in addition to a joint household account. He was open to the idea, but again, resisted reducing/stopping the transfers of money. Again, following the advice, I clearly outlined why I was uncomfortable in a calm way. He became increasingly nervous and eventually fell silent. At the end, he said that I needed to talk to his sister if I wanted to fully understand everything. She came over to our house and explained everything. Apparently, their parents were not the best even when they were alive. She now blames my husband for, quote, ruining her childhood because they were constantly being compared and she was dismissed in favor of him as her interests were less orthodox. She views this money as compensation for the emotional mistreatment that she suffered from their parents. Wow.
Okay, that actually changes everything for me.
Absolutely everything.
And you need to stop sending her money.
Yes, I think we totally need to stop.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is insane because that's not his fault. He was just the golden child, but I mean, I'm assuming that he didn't do anything to like put her down. It was all the parents. So that's not fair for her to expect him to pay her this money in exchange for all of that trauma that she got from a different person, different people.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I can't. I can't.
I asked her if my husband had directly said or done anything to her at that time, and she said that that wasn't relevant because what he was doing provided their parents with the opportunity to put her down. I want to say that I very much sympathize with her, but it still did not convince me that we needed to send our money. When I later raised it with my husband, he expected me to understand his actions and was very shocked when I still advised us against spending the money. He has apparently been harboring this guilt for many years and did not tell me earlier as he was scared, wrongly so, that I'd think less of him. And by the way, I kind of would think less of you if you didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this one. Just go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime. It's so easy for me to think so fondly of you. But
it's so easy.
So easy. There is a little bit more to the story, but this poor husband now.
Yeah, I think your husband just needs to go to therapy, and it's crazy to me. Like, it would make more sense if that came from his side originally, where it's like, I feel like because our parents did this,
Yeah.
I should be giving you something to help you out because they
Right.
put you at a disadvantage. But for her to be the one turning around and be like, you are the reason
Yeah.
that my childhood sucked because you existed.
Yes.
It's like
You were.
no.
No.
Just no. It's really time to be like, hey, these payments aren't going to last forever. Here's the structure. Here's how they're going to be reduced. This is the end date. And if her reaction is like, blah, 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 then you
Right.
should just cut it off immediately.
Yeah.
She's living in a house with no rent.
Yes.
She can figure it out.
Yeah. Like you're living in our parents' house. Like you got the house. I feel like that's huge to get in
Right.
inheritance. Like you're getting inheritance in general. I think that's what she said. So, oh boy, there is a little bit more to this story. To be honest, while I'm sure it was very painful for her, I don't see why my husband and me have to pay for the price for his parents' wrongs. At any rate, we have at least temporarily stopped sending the money apart from still paying for utilities and necessities. I suspect we'll come to a compromise that involves a lump sum plus signing over their parents' house. Thank you for your advice. And there are some comments. Comment number 1 says, So your sister-in-law is emotionally manipulating your husband, even though he did absolutely nothing and he's falling for it? Good luck with that. Do not have children with this man. He is in no way equipped to handle it. That's far.
That's mean.
That's mean.
That was mean.
Yeah. Opie says, I honestly think it's something they've both simply accepted for a very long time. Comment number 2 says, I wouldn't even adopt a fish with this man. He's putting his sister first before you in your relationship. If something happened to him financially or otherwise, would she drop everything to support him like he's done for her? Or even give emotional support? OP says, I always thought they had a close relationship. Less close than I thought, evidently. In response to the question, has OP suggested therapy to her husband? OP responds, I'm afraid he wouldn't be especially conducive to therapy. Not consciously, that is. OP, speaking on the house that sister-in-law is living in, OP says, it was jointly inherited by my husband and his sister. Okay, so she's getting so much out of this. She's already getting so much.
This is what I would do. I would sell the house, give her half the money,
Sure.
and then say, that's that.
Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. Comment number 3 says, info. Has sister-in-law ever had a long-term relationship? See where I'm going with this? Opie says, not to my knowledge, but in fairness, I'm not the authority on her personal life. Comment number 4 says, to be honest, based off her behavior, now I'm truly wondering if she had a terrible childhood or if she just felt like her parents should have coddled her a lot more than they did. The fact that she's saying that his behavior is not relevant leads me to believe that she's exaggerating in order to make your husband feel guilty. Opie says, by all accounts, their parents were very disappointed with her through most of their later youth. I do think they were at the very least emotionally neglecting. Commenter number 5 says, sis has him believing he owes her restitution. For some, maybe, favoritism during childhood. Sounds like they both could use some therapy. Opie says, I don't even think it was favoritism. They were very exacting parents who had specific demands of their children. Comment number 6 says, tell hubby that if he feels guilty, he can pay for therapy, but anything else is emotional blackmail. First, he was emotionally mistreated by his parents and now by his sister. Ask him why his parents' choices were his responsibility. I'm afraid an ultimatum is going to be the only way to get a resolution on this. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Opie says, we've been paying for her therapy alongside other costs for some years now. On the question, was Opie's husband the golden child? Opie says, from what I know, there seems to have been a cocktail of emotional neglect and negative comparison making. Does Opie's husband have his sister as a beneficiary under a life insurance plan? Opie says no. And that's the end of that story. Wow.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Your sister gaslit you into just sending her money
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, and when she did say that it's not relevant if he did anything, like, that means that he did nothing.
Right. It's like, that's not relevant. This is what
Yeah.
only all that's relevant is what I feel I deserve.
Yeah, because if he did do something, then she would absolutely say it. If she's complaining and being very open and going into detail about all of this mistreatment that went on, then she would 100% say what this husband did too. If he did anything.
Yeah. Sell the house, give her half, and say, hoagie down. Good luck out there.
Yeah. Good luck to you, P. I really do have hopes that you can get through this like you can. My wife developed a new intense friendship and I feel like I'm losing her.
You just gotta get a big bucket of cold water and throw it on both of them.
My wife and I have 2 daughters and have been together for almost 20 years. She took up ballet this past year and really loves it. She had been stuck with finding a physical activity she enjoyed and had danced when she was younger, so this was perfect fit for her. By the way, this comes from Shaka Poo Poo, 1972. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota, and I really wish I was Shaka Poo Poo.
And I'm Vincent, and I also wish I was Shaka Poo Poo.
And we're all here to give good advice goofily to Shaka Poo Poo. But we don't know everything. We don't have all the answers. So let us know what you would do in the comments. She became very close with the other adults in her class, especially her instructor, Rachel. She is single with no children, but according to my wife, has dated a lot of younger, effeminate men. When I first met Rachel, my impression was that she was a sapphic. That was also the impression of some of my wife's other female friends as well. My wife insists that she isn't, but right or wrong, that was our general takeaway. Obviously, there isn't anything wrong with that, but she has really latched on to my wife. They see each other at dance class about 4 times a week and hang out a lot afterwards and in between. After class, Rochelle has her over to watch TV shows and they constantly text throughout the day. Just last Friday, after spending all day with her decorating her house for Christmas, she texted me last minute that she was going to stay longer to watch Christmas movies with her. She has inserted herself in our lives in a way that isn't normal for me. When I go out of town on business, she comes over to our house and spends the night and even brings her pet ferrets with her. My opinion is that Rachel is emotionally love-bombing my wife. She is naive about her feelings, insisting that she's straight, but admits to enjoying the extra attention. I don't think it would ever turn physical, but a lot of the things that she and I used to do together, she's now doing with her. My wife's other friends have expressed concern about the intensity of their friendship as well. I've always supported her having friends, but I'm not sure how to move forward. I have a few close friends that I see on occasion, but they're all married with children like we are and are all busy with what that entails. I just really miss my wife. And there are some comments here. Beautiful boot. says, have you told your wife that you miss her and that you want to do those things with her? If she values you, then her response would be that she wants the same thing. Then you wouldn't limit her, but expressing your desire to be more in touch. I would be concerned if she doesn't want to spend more time with you, considering that she has escalated her relationship with her friend. Then it sounds like an affair. It's easier to hide an affair in a same relationship since you may have looser boundaries about overnights with women compared to men, but be aware of the signs. It wouldn't be the first time a woman leaves another woman. Unjun J says, haha, I don't think I could ever get my husband to willingly decorate the house with Christmas stuff or watch Christmas movies with me. OP, I would personally be so sad if my husband told me to end a friendship with someone who wants to spend all this time with me doing stuff like I like to do, and then my husband wasn't willing to fill in doing those same things. I sometimes feel kind of lonely in my marriage because he genuinely hates my hobbies and is so busy gaming. Having a bestie that wants to do fun stuff would be so nice. If I got one and hubby was jealous that I was finally having fun and not lonely, it would really hit me hard. OP says she decorated her house with her. Christmas has always been special and sacred in our home. I spent 3 days hanging lights and putting up a tree in our home. We have a yearly tradition of watching our favorite Christmas movies as a family. Just 2 nights ago, I suggested that we all watch some together, but my wife said that she was tired and went to bed, so it was just me and the girls. Also, we went as a family last Saturday to see The Nutcracker, but she and Rachel are going again to see it together this weekend. Rocklem says, well, you know your wife. Will she at least entertain discussing your concerns without it leading to a fight? Opie says, we discussed it last night, not the first time, and it led to a fight. Oh, wow. We made up, but nothing has been resolved. She's going through her perimenopause and said that it's making her feel insane. We're trying to get her treatment for it. I told her that once she has some relief, we can come back to this and work on it. Gah3255 says, tell her you miss doing stuff with her, but don't just drop the problem on her doorstep. Have and make a plan to do things with your wife. Clearly your wife has free time, so plan to spend some of it with her. Plan and take her on a date. Go away for a long weekend. OP responds, I've done all that. This has been going on for several months already. It seems she's enjoying spending time with me less and less. Every opportunity she has to go to a class or just hang with Rachel, she takes it. Commenters discuss spicy proclivity. OP says, yes, I have told her, and we used to do all of those things together. Those things have been redacted. We've always said we were each other's best friend. Now she has a new best friend. I'm not worried about it turning physical. My wife just isn't wired that way, but there is definitely an emotional connection between them that makes me uncomfortable. Ostrich Turbulent 3120 says, I wouldn't be so naive, OP. You can't be completely sure how she's wired and these new feelings she's discovering and what they might lead to. Extra Trouble says, I'm sorry to tell you this, but for women, especially women that are going through something like perimenopause, it's different. She's already having an emotional affair. For women, this is the foundation of everything since we're more close to our feelings, and hormones highlights this even more. It'd be a matter of time when the seeds of doubt start to bloom in her head about her own spicy proclivity. Kelsey Stash says, you need to be. Wives don't choose to do things with their friends instead of their husband and family when it's things that they've always done with them. Rachel is just like another man coming onto your wife. It's not an appropriate relationship, and it certainly isn't okay to have her sleeping in your home. Perimenopause doesn't last a couple of months. You really want this to get much worse over the coming months? You don't. You will resent her so much and you will check out of the marriage. Then it's done. Then some commenters get sidetracked by the ferrets.
Yes, the ferrets.
Ferrets.
The ferrets of the ladies who like ladies.
Yes.
Lady-loving ferrets.
Pale Register says, that is it right there, OP. The overnight stays with ferrets while you're away is a huge red flag. Like, who does that in a normal friendship? Your gut is telling you something, and your wife's other friends are seeing it too. Time for a direct conversation about boundaries and what you both need from your marriage. Tachi7 says, okay, the fact that this person has ferrets is maybe the reddest of flags. JK, kind of. But to be honest, I have sleepovers with my best friends when our husbands are out of town. We have a guest room and it's great because then we're not lonely and we can watch trash TV and drink wine without having to drive home. I'm just saying, 34 says, right? The sleepovers aren't weird at all, but the ferrets make it weird. Anecdotal, but I've never met someone who owned ferrets that could be trusted as a person. Okay, well.
That is fully anecdotal. That's not,
Yeah.
I don't think ferrets make you shifty.
Couple more comments. Sea Monkey Box Kicker says, as a former manager of a pet store for 5 years and someone who shies away from sweeping generalizations, I'm inclined to agree to a degree. D-Wolf says, show her this post in responses. This may show her how her actions are affecting her relationships with you and the kids. Where does the friend sleep when she stays over? What are the kids' feelings on this situation? Do they see this as strange? OP says they sleep in the same bed. My kids seem indifferent about it. They're closer with their mom. Another response is, okay, OP. All the evidence in front of you, and I scrolled far enough to find that 2 grown women are co-sleeping. I know you were born at night, but stop acting like it was last night. What are we really doing here? Are you the man of the house or not? And I'm not even suggesting she end her friendship, because this is obviously more than that. Your wife needs to make a choice, her family or her girlfriend. No in between. Update number 2. 2 days later. So, I picked up our daughters, 14 and 12, from school yesterday, and on the way home, I just point blank asked them what they thought about Rachel. I had never discussed her with them before because they had always acted as though they liked her. Well, I was definitely thrown for a loop. My 12-year-old immediately said, I can't stand her. And my 14-year-old went on a whole rant about how manipulative she is with her mom and how she uses her. She said that she's always criticizing what they, our children, eat and watch on television, and on and on. They both said they love mommy's other friends because they are like second moms to them, whereas Rachel just wants her all to herself. My oldest even said that she is very controlling of mommy by always telling her not to do anything physical outside of dance class so as to not injure herself and therefore be unable to attend her classes. She also said Rachel always makes my wife feel sorry for her about how little money she has and that my wife pays for everything when they do stuff together. I made a point of just listening and to not try to steer the conversation. Basically, every concern I have, they have too, and then some. Wow.
Wow.
This is interesting.
That's the bombshell we were looking for.
Yeah.
It looks like the ferret queen is not to be trusted.
No, it's worse than we thought, I think.
She's got 12 ferrets at home. She's only taken 2 over at a time.
Right. She trades off which ferrets get to go with her.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I can't afford to do anything when we go out because I have so many mouths to feed at home.
After that illuminating conversation, I thought a mini intervention was in order. So when we got home, I just let the girls repeat to my wife what they had just shared to me. I could see the color go out of my wife's face as they told her their feelings. Apparently, she thought they liked her too. By the way, I would really like it if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. To her credit, she just listened to us and didn't attempt to justify or defend her. I reiterated to her that she is definitely trying to pull her away from us and using every emotional trick in the book to manipulate and isolate her. I also told her about this post and all the feedback that I received from everyone here. My wife finally realized what's been happening and even said that she had noticed for some time how Rachel will compliment her but also criticize her in the same sentence. Classic carrot and stick control tactic. She then said that she felt really stupid for being sucked into the situation but has had her own suspicions about Rachel's true identity and intentions for a while, but dismissed them because she always tells her how much she loves men. So all that said, we're not there yet, but I am very hopeful moving forward. After the holidays, we're going to start attending therapy together and hopefully get the tools we need to fix what's broken. Thanks again for everyone's insight and suggestions. This post was an excellent catalyst for change. There are some final comments. Trespassers Will says, maybe not exactly good news, but a heartening development. Now that your wife is catching on, I bet it will bother her that much more. Best wishes to your family. Another commenter, Sure Supermarket, says, hi OP. So your wife, after listening to your daughters and you, suddenly realized the behavior of her friend. Your wife's relationship with this person goes far beyond the framework of friendship. It's good that she said so, but before rejoicing you, I advise you to observe her actions rather than her words. Will she always go see the show with her? Will she stay late? Will Rachel come back to sleep at your place when you won't be there, etc.? It is good to keep an eye out, I think.
All very relevant questions, all very important questions, but it sounds like your wife has seen the light.
My husband dismissed me one too many times until I finally snapped. Stop dismissing me! This was not a sudden decision to want a divorce. I have been feeling increasingly isolated and minimized in my marriage for a long time, and I have tried to address it with my husband multiple times. I often feel like I am treated as unreliable or irrational, while others are trusted without question. When I try to explain myself, provide context, or point out inconsistencies, I am cut off because he, quote, doesn't want to argue.
He's like, no, dear. Be silent, dear.
Yeah.
You're just a woman.
I don't want to argue, dear. It's been such a long day at work. Over time, that has made me feel small and stupid, like I constantly have to defend my own reality. By the way, this comes from Reasonable Resort 441, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Angie,
I'm Sophia.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations, so let us know what you would do in the comments. NOP says, the immediate conflict involved a mutual friend of ours and happened over a FaceTime call with screenshots attached. This friend has ongoing relationship issues that come up almost weekly. She repeatedly breaks up with her boyfriend when he does not do what she wants, especially around marriage. While I understand some of this is cultural since they are both religious and of Arab descent, it does not change how emotionally draining it is to be pulled into it over and over again. That night, I had just come home from work after a really bad day, including an interview where I felt degraded by the manager even though I did well. I wanted to FaceTime my husband for support. Instead, I was added to a FaceTime with our mutual friend and her boyfriend without being asked if I had the capacity for that conversation. During the FaceTime, our mutual friend kept leaving and rejoining the call.
What?
So you're just left there with this friend's boyfriend on this
Yeah.
FaceTime call?
You're both like, you're like,
yeah. Just like one person is like walking to their car or something. And like,
you just hear like,
right. Or you see like the top half of someone's
Yeah.
face and like hear tapping while they're doing something else.
yeah, he's like, babe, I'm in the call with your friend. She's not talking.
Right. The final time she rejoined, the tone became hostile.
She's like, I can't keep leaving the call. It's not working.
It's not working.
Please help me.
Our Wi-Fi isn't connecting.
It's not my Wi-Fi. It's your Wi-Fi.
She said she blocked her boyfriend and the conversation escalated quickly.
Wait, she blocked
So,
her boyfriend?
Are we not on the call with her boyfriend?
I also thought we were on the
We
call. with the
are.
boyfriend.
We're on a call with our mutual friend and her boyfriend.
Oh, are they
Unless they're,
together?
and then she blocked him while she's with him IRL.
Yeah, she's like, no, you can't be on the FaceTime call, babe.
No, like
Stop.
it's like I put up a wall and blocked him from being in this room.
You're stealing all of my service right now.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's see. I was texting both of them at the same time, trying to de-escalate and clarify things, but neither was receptive. At the same time, her boyfriend was on the FaceTime call while texting his dad and family and relaying updates to her about his dad's reaction to a potential wedding.
What is going on?
I can't even follow this, but I don't even blame OP. I think
Yeah.
this is like, there's no other way to describe it. It's just a confusing situation.
She's like, it's confusing to read because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Because right now I can't figure out if they were all on the call.
Right.
And then the friend is like, yeah, so then I blocked my boyfriend and the boyfriend's on the call still. And he's like, no,
Right.
it's still here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm still here.
And
Also,
then-
dad wants to invite me to a wedding.
Right. Right. This is, I don't blame you for being exhausted by this, OP. This is insane.
What's going on?
What is happening? So they are not engaged, but the discussion focused on whether his family would attend a wedding at all. This is heavily tied to cultural and family expectations, and it was being discussed in real time, which added fuel to an already volatile situation. My husband was also on the FaceTime, but said he was, quote, studying during much of it. How can you study while watching reality TV?
That's like when you guys study to us. I don't understand it.
I don't get how you do it. Because of that, he was only focusing on parts of the conversation and not the full interaction, which became important later. When I tried to speak up during the FaceTime to redirect or add details to aggressive questions that were making the situation worse, I was cut off and yelled at for attempting to defuse things.
That's when you just exit the call.
Yeah, then what am I doing here? Why was I called my husband.
Yeah.
He dragged me into this. He's not even a part of this. He's studying,
He's like,
apparently.
babe, you take over.
Right. And now you don't even want me to be involved? Great. I don't want to be. Let me leave.
Please.
Release me from
Yeah.
this cage.
I think you just leave silently during that, and then they just keep yelling.
I think that's what you need to do. Then they're like, oh, yeah, we don't need to have our phones on anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Oh,
just-
we're together, actually.
Right. I eventually removed myself from the call.
Perfect.
Thank goodness. Because I felt overwhelmed and unheard. Immediately after leaving that FaceTime, I FaceTimed my husband to explain what had just happened. Instead of being met with support, I was yelled at again and told I was interrupting and not being helpful. which I completely disagree with because I was trying to disengage my friend from turning this into what felt like the 90th breakup of the same relationship. Because he had only been partially paying attention earlier, he did not have the full context of what had happened and would not let me elaborate. That's insane.
Can we turn this into the first breakup?
Yeah,
with you?
right? I think we must.
Please.
I think we might need to. Because if he's yelling at you for something that you were doing during the conversation, he doesn't even know what the conversation was about.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, you were talking.
Yeah.
And
you
I
should
was
have
trying to
been
study.
talking. God.
Ridiculous.
That's insane. That is when I snapped. I deactivated my social accounts and blocked everyone. Not my strongest moment, and I will admit it was childish. I have diagnosed chronic PTSD and anxiety, and I could not see another way to stop them from talking to me in the moment. After I realized what I had done, in less than an hour, I reactivated my accounts and unblocked everyone. I reached out to my husband and felt like I was being judged for my reaction without anyone fully understanding what I had just mentally gone through for what felt like the 10th time with the same friend and boyfriend. I tried to explain everything again via text, to which he called me. He told me he did not want to read my messages because they were too long.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to read a long explanation of why my
Yeah.
partner had blocked me and everyone when we could just call.
That is fair. You could just call me and just read it again. Read it
Yeah.
out loud for me.
Just tell me right now.
Yeah.
We're good.
That is fair. It was not because he had obligations later, as he said over text, but because he did not have the capacity or desire to read them. That was the breaking point. I told him over the phone that I want a divorce and reiterated it over text.
I forgot you guys were married.
Yeah, this is bigger than just a breakup.
Oh, man.
I regret how intensely I reacted, and I have taken accountability for that. I'm not ready to talk to that friend because it will go back to the same cycle of torment. What I am struggling with is whether I am overreacting to the larger pattern of being dismissed, talked over, and treated like my thoughts are not worth the time it takes to listen, or whether this situation really is as unhealthy as it feels. Also, to add context, my husband and I are long distance due to me finishing university where I am and him being in medical school. I'm posting here because I need outside perspective. Am I overreacting, or does this relationship seem broken beyond repair? And we do have an update, but what do you think?
I feel like if you have already jumped to divorce, it
Yeah.
seems like this was kind of a long time coming.
Yeah.
And maybe you could go to therapy, or maybe you could have gone to therapy, but it feels like you're kind of done.
Yeah. I mean, if this was like the only time this has happened, then
Yeah.
maybe it's just a moment to take a step back and be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, but, I'm going to trust you that you've said this is not the first time and that this actually is a pattern and this is constantly done. Like, I think the calling after a big text like that is super fair, but I do understand how that could be frustrating if
Yeah.
like he just never wants to hear your
Listen.
thoughts. I could see how it comes off that way. So, yeah, I mean, I would trust you, girl. I feel like I don't know enough about the whole relationship entirely to make a decision for you whether you should divorce or not. But I'm going to trust you and say
Me
that
too.
I think you want a divorce.
I think you already asked for a divorce.
That is
So,
true.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Good, do it.
Yeah. We do have an update though. I am putting this here to also get the am I the a-hole perspective on this. I'm genuinely asking because I feel emotionally fried and do not trust my own judgment right now. The situation happened over a FaceTime call. I am also attaching screenshots of the texts for
Yes.
context.
Yes, I love that.
This was not a sudden decision. For a long time in my marriage, I have felt minimized, questioned, and treated like my thoughts are not trustworthy. My husband tends to question or double check what I say, but he trusts other people without hesitation.
OP's husband is like, no, dear, the yellow wallpaper is not moving. You're just crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. When I try to explain myself or give context, I'm often cut off because he doesn't want to argue. Over time, this has made me feel small and stupid, like I constantly have to defend my own reality. Well, OP's husband may be gaslighting her, but we would never gaslight you.
No.
Because we're honest. We do have full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime. I would never lie to you about that.
No, never.
We do have a little bit more to the story. Should we just jump right on in?
Let's dive in.
All right. For additional context, this mutual friend has repeatedly made mean comments towards me in public, including calling me names in front of strangers.
Oh my god.
She tracks my location, calls repeatedly if I do not answer, and I feel like I don't have the space to see other friends without being monitored. I have also felt pressured to be harsh towards her boyfriend on her behalf, which makes me deeply uncomfortable. After hours of trying to explain myself and feeling dismissed, I told my husband over the phone that I want a divorce and regretted it over text. I regret how intensely I reacted, and I have taken accountability for that. But am I the a-hole for wanting a divorce over this? Opie needs to know if she's overreacting or not.
Well, so it seems like you asked for a divorce over phone
Yeah.
and then kind of backtracked over text. That's what that sounded like. I asked for,
Yeah, like it feels like maybe it was like, I'm so sorry that was,
yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
I think you should stop doing things over text and over call.
I agree. I mean, if they're long distance, they would have to do things over the
They
phone,
are.
but that's better than text.
Okay,
for
yeah.
sure.
If you're long distance, which I forgot,
Yeah.
then let's do things over call. Let's not do things over text.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
even
would
better
agree.
FaceTime.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
FaceTime-
seeing someone's like facial expressions.
yeah, way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like maybe OP was posting that update because she didn't quite get the answer she wanted before, or maybe not enough people responded or something.
Yeah.
And so she's just kind of asking the question
She's
again.
like, one more time.
Yeah.
I still don't know what to do.
Right. Like,
Thoughts.
yeah, I don't know. I think if this is a constant pattern, I think first of all, this is a constant pattern. It seems like you shouldn't be together.
Agreed.
And also you should not be friends with that person at all.
Yeah.
'Cause-
You said she was mean to you.
Yeah. She's
Like
just
constantly.
straight up, she's just mean.
Yeah.
She just is like using you for like venting support, I
Yeah.
guess, but doesn't want your input.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's the frustrating thing. And
Yeah.
if you're just the friend that she calls to complain about her boyfriend, is that really a friendship?
Yeah, I think now we block her
Mhm.
because if she's just constantly calling you, if she's not getting an answer, we blocked. And then, yeah, I don't know. You can, I guess, try if there's couples counseling for your relationship, but
Maybe that first.
why not?
Maybe individual counseling.
That too for sure. But yeah, I think you have the answer in your heart all along. I think we know.
It was always with you.
Yes. But that's the end of that story. We've got another one coming right up.
Sure do.
My husband refused to attend my parents' party because he didn't get an invitation.
He just wants to feel wanted.
I'll preface this by saying that my husband, Luke, male 32, does not get along with my parents. You can't tell who's right or who's wrong. There's always this ongoing tension between them, but they can be civil enough to sit together at one table. By the way, this comes from Luke Problem 135, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie,
I'm Dakota.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I recently got an invitation for a Christmas celebration from my parents. The invitation included me and Luke, but Luke thought that this was somewhat rude and disrespectful because he believes that he should get his own invitation and not have his name mentioned as an extension to mine. We talked, and he said that he wouldn't go unless they sent him a proper invitation. Already, I'm not with Luke. I do not agree.
This is a silly baby move.
Yeah. I called mom and asked if she could do it. She thought it was ridiculous and said that she and dad did the same with my sister and her husband. I told her it was fine, but Luke can be sensitive like that, and so a simple invitation in the form of a text directly to him will fix it. She got defensive and said that Luke is being ridiculous. Dad claimed that Luke is trying to pull some power move to humiliate them, but I thought that this was a small issue. They still thought it was ridiculous, so I told them I won't attend if they don't send him a separate invitation because he won't attend if he doesn't get it. This blew up, and my sister started arguing, saying Luke needs to get over himself, and shamed me for trying to force our parents to send him an invitation by saying I won't come if they don't. We haven't talked after that, and we're waiting as of now. Am I the a-hole here? And there are some comments.
You're all the a-hole here. That's
Yeah.
my take.
I feel like there's a lot more to their relationship that we're not seeing here.
Yeah, it's like clearly they definitely don't like each other.
Yeah. There are some comments, though. Comment number 1 says, Luke is the a-hole and you're the a-hole for condoning it. When you're married, you don't get separate invitations. Your mom called and said, I hope you guys can come for Christmas, or we're looking forward to seeing you at Christmas. That is the royal you, not just you, OP. Question, if a friend issued the same invitation as your mom did, would Luke be kicking up a fuss, or would he just go? This isn't about the invitation. Luke just doesn't want to go. Your choice is to stay with him or go without him, but your parents don't have to issue Lukey Wubby his own special private invitation.
Oh, little Lukey Wuppy.
And think hard, is this really the only time he puts up a fuss, or do you tiptoe around a lot of things? Be honest. OP responds, I'd say that due to their constant disagreements, Luke has become so sensitive towards my parents to the point where he'd take anything they do as a slight against him. It's exhausting trying to keep the peace between them and trying to get them to see eye to eye. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Comment number 2, did the same with my sister and her husband. If this is true, you and your husband are most certainly the a-hole. Perhaps your husband needs to stop being so overly dramatic. Becoming so hurt over his name included on an invitation sounds like he just loves stirring up unnecessary drama. Opie responds, I don't know if it's true or not. My sister never mentioned it. She just shamed me and told Luke to get over himself. Comment number 3, I want to know how OP and Luke sent out their wedding invitations. Did every person invited get their own? Were they sent to couples? Once they knew the names of the plus ones, did they send invitations directly to them as well? Opie says, you're the a-holes.
Yeah.
What?
Opie says, no, you're the a-holes. Nuh-uh, you.
Comment number 4 says, yeah, I laughed out loud that they can't tell who the problem is. The problem is Luke. This is not a two-sided issue. He is isolating OP, who is so used to tiptoeing around him and his nonsense that she can't tell where the problem began. Comment number 5 says, right? They say they can't tell who the problem is, yet they named their throwaway Luke problem 135.
That is a fair observation.
Comment 6 says, oh my gosh, I think I was married to Luke, or maybe it was a Luke alike. I see what you did there. OP, honey, Luke is the a-hole, and I'd venture to say that he's spun you right round, baby, right round, because you trust him over your own lion eyes. Anyway, this kind of thing, getting pulled into your partner's temper tantrum, having a partner who creates strife in your family, feeling like you need to stay home from holidays to show solidarity with partner's ridiculousness, all that comes of being subjected to lots of controlling behavior. When you start being an a-hole, and you have, just to avoid the fallout of displeasing Luke, he can sit back and smoke a cigar and enjoy watching the carnage. His work is done. You're fighting with your people. You don't know which way is up, and you're clinging to him for balance. Edit to add, maybe your parents are controlling too, and it just hasn't come up here. There's a reason his behavior hasn't got all your sirens blaring, and maybe it's because people-pleasing is emotionally familiar territory. Another commenter says, you absolutely know if they'd sent separate invitations in the first place, he'd be furious and demanding a joint invitation. Ooh, that's a good point. There is an edit. The invitation I received was in a text. Luke is saying that a simple text to him will finish the conflict, but my parents still think that it's ridiculous and that they won't invite him since they already have. There is an update. I just got off the phone with my sister. She told me our parents have just disinvited me. Luke was probably already disinvited since the argument occurred from the celebration. I feel horrible, but I can't argue anymore. Just like I can't argue about what everybody else in the comments is saying. I admit it. Luke is the problem. He just caused me to be disinvited from the event and is blaming me for it. Oh, whoa, we're getting somewhere.
No way.
This is-
That's crazy.
This is beautiful. OP, I'm so proud of you.
And this is your fault because your parents texted you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it would never be your fault, listeners, if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. There is more to the story, but OP, again, so proud of you, girl. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, the right response from you should be, Luke, stop being an a-hole. These are my parents, and I'm going to the party without you. You have been invited, so if you choose not to come, that's your choice, but I'm not talking about this again. Luke is a massive a-hole, and so are you if you side with him. Opie says, I already fought him about it. He's now blaming me after my parents disinvited me and him. He says that I mishandled this and wasn't as assertive as I should have been. Verdict, you're the a-hole. No one sends separate invitations to a couple. And that's the end of that story.
Truly.
It's very interesting how like such a small situation like that can show how controlling a whole relationship is.
Yeah. Were they married or
They're
dating?
married. So they've probably been together for a while.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're figuring out that he's the problem. Hopefully you can be more assertive towards him, because that is a common thing that we've seen of people turning it around and blaming the poor person in the middle.
My wife had an affair, then the DNA test changed everything.
You are not the father?
My wife Anna cheated on me. I do not know why. She says she doesn't know why either. Anytime I ask anything, it's just tears. She apologizes and begs me to forgive her and forget it, but I cannot. By the way, this comes from Throwaway98232, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, leaving has not been easy either. We have 2 boys together. She is my high school sweetheart. Our families are longtime friends and are still close with each other. They have all urged me to stay for the kids. They tell me to forgive her since it was one time.
Who? What? Does everyone get that one sheet?
That's a little weird. They say not to give up all the good because of one bad decision. But the worst part is, she is pregnant. I found out about the pregnancy from my mother since I had Anna blocked and was not living in the same house anymore. I demanded a paternity test. She readily agreed. She has had nothing but curse words for her affair partner. All she has done since getting caught is curse the guy and herself and cry. I'm waiting on the results. I will divorce her anyway, but she insists the baby is mine. She says she slept with him once, whereas we had been intimate nearly every night during her affair. It lasted 2 months. They met, talked, and had spicy sleep together only once, if I am to believe her. I do not know why, but the idea of the child being mine disgusts me. It feels like she could not commit to anything, not to me nor the other guy. Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? How is it that she wanted to talk about her feelings with some random man but not me? How was she sharing her deepest thoughts and feelings with this guy while being with me at the same time? How does that even work? I have always thought cheating happened because you were not being fulfilled by your partner at home. It's a wild belief, OP. I've read all these stories of wives leaving their kids, denying affection to their husbands, making jokes at the husband's expense, and ruining men financially. She has done nothing of that sort. She's still the best mother I could have hoped for our sons. They love her more than they love me, I know. She was still the same loving and giving woman I fell for while she was with the other guy. I saw her texts. The one she had not deleted. Every other text said, I love my husband. I do not understand. I cannot make heads or tails of this situation. If I did give her a baby, I am expected to forget and move back in? What if I can't do that? It is easy hating the child now because it might be her affair partners.
You can't hate the child, first and foremost.
Yeah, you got some weird ideals in your head.
I see what you're trying to do.
But I feel like, I don't even know, like anybody that I've ever heard of getting cheated on has never actually believed the whole like, she cheated because I wasn't fulfilling her bedroom life. That is a wild thing to think. It's just
Some
because
people-
she's a crappy person.
Yeah, she could be wholeheartedly fulfilled with every notion that you covered. Like, it's just people do it, unfortunately, and it happened to you. It does suck. Again, I see what you're trying to see at the end of the tunnel, OP here.
Yeah, I think he's
but-
just phrasing it wrong. Like,
Yeah, I
he's
think
not
so
going to
too.
hate the child, but like he
he's
doesn't
like,
want to raise it, and
he's-
that's
perfectly
fair.
that is fair. That is very understandable. I think you're just like, right now you're going through a lot of emotions, and I can tell you're very angry because you're like, how could this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? It did. And now being dealt with, you're going through the divorce, the paternity test, it does suck. At this point, the kid, whoever's it is, you can't take it out on them. You take it out on the person who cheated, and you divorce. You move on, and that's that.
But what if it is mine and I still hate it? I genuinely do not know how to be without her. Our entire lives are interwoven. Some days I want to go back to the blissful ignorance I was living in. The DNA report takes a week. It's been 3 days. My sister visits Anna regularly. I am angry about that too because she's only visited me twice. She says my wife just looks at her wedding photos and cries. We have a whole collection worth of pictures and memories. Anna begged my sister to ask me to visit once. I'm clueless about how to proceed. It would have been so much easier if she had been a horrible woman for those 2 months. If I could look back and hate her, maybe I could move on. But I can't. Life had been as normal and sweet as ever. I don't even have a bad memory of her I can use to hate her. I can't even remember our last big fight before this. I'm going to see her and my boys tomorrow. I think I will ask for DNA tests on them too. I know they are mine, but you never know. Maybe I will do it just to hurt her. Maybe I will find something and hurt myself more. But that just feels so unfair to the boys.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like you're just trying to add more fuel to this fire that's already burning down everything.
Just how do I make sense of this? I called her. She was crying again but agreed to meet with me. I told her I was going through with divorce one way or another. But whether we can ever reconcile a few years later fully depends on her honesty. She was crying and her voice sounded rough. After a while, she said she would tell me everything. So she does know why she did it? For some reason, she asked me to bring my sister along. My sister has not said anything either.
Is she gonna blame the sister?
I am only praying my sister does not turn out to be an accomplice or something.
Oh.
She did not beg for forgiveness or say, think about our kids after I told her how manipulative she sounded. She seemed genuinely shocked to realize how she was holding me hostage. Does that mean something deeper? Are these actions of someone who has remorse? I talked to her. She showed me all the evidence and I found out who the man was. Nothing else until I get the paternity test results on the baby. And we have an update, and I got a spoiler.
Oh, should we just get into it?
Well, you can give your thoughts, but...
I
or take a guess. Is the baby his or not?
wish I had a coin. I think it's gonna be his.
Update. The DNA reports came back. The baby is mine. I was not even surprised at this point. The day we sat down and talked, she told me she had returned home to immediately take her birth control pill. She was certain the baby would be mine. She said she had no plans or desires to have kids with anyone except me. I will not lie, her words were a comfort to me. I could tell she was telling the truth. I have been reading too many stories of men finding out their wives were all too willing to have some random man's child. Even the idea of that made me sick. I asked her if she would keep the baby even if I filed for divorce. She said yes. So that is where we are in terms of the baby. As for the other guy, without disclosing too many details, it was her cousin.
First, second, third.
All of the ways that could have gone OP. Trigger warning, incest.
Sorry. Whoa.
She never said anything to me because her family, and frankly, mine too, are obsessed with the family comes before all mindset.
Oh boy, does it. Oh, wow.
I am seeing this pressure to keep everything together happen to me in real time. Long story short, he had returned to our hometown around 3 months ago. He started texting and following, hence all the blocked numbers and repeated texts about being happy with me and loving only me. She admitted to sending him an intimate video of us as a way to shame him into leaving her alone. She said she had repeatedly spoken about me and mocked him when he insisted he could do better. She believed all the goading and insulting made him pursue her more.
What is going on here?
She never told me because she believes it was her fault for engaging with him. She believes if she had ignored him like before, he would have left her alone.
She said, you know what's really gonna get him away from us? Here's a video of us. Here's an intimate video of us. That'll show him.
I've seen enough texts, confronted enough people, and heard enough to confirm she's not lying. Now I am focused on getting this woman the therapy she has needed for a long time. I've decided on legal separation for now, but have not met with a lawyer yet. Our kids will have both of us, of course. I am relieved to know my irrational hatred towards the baby is gone. It is the only positive thing I am feeling right now. I am beginning to think clearer. I do not feel quite so selfish anymore. I will support Anna because she desperately needs it. Our relationship needs work, but that comes second to her health, our baby, and our sons. I'm going to work on us, but I am also taking steps to protect myself and the boys. I am not divorcing her. This is a temporary separation because she needs to heal first before we can be a couple again. Her response to being treated badly by him was inappropriate behavior towards me. She admitted our first time over 10 years ago was influenced by his obsession with her. Our first time happened before she was actually ready for something like that. Her response to his text was sending intimate videos of us. Her response to me trying to get space was trying to use intimacy to win me back. I am not a therapist, but that attitude is not healthy. And by the way, we might all need therapy after this story, but we have other ones, full episodes with stories. We probably wouldn't. So go check those out. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. That much even I can tell. Right now, her idea of healing is to pretend nothing happened and try to get intimate with me at any opportunity. She takes me saying no as rejecting her for being used. I am not helping her cope by being too close. I can tell that clearly. A little separation is best, as suggested by the therapist and lawyer. Yes, I know she did not cheat. I am not calling her misfortune cheating. And that is the end of that story.
I refuse to support my friend's coming out because she's having an affair.
Oh no.
And this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Hi everyone, I'm in a pickle and very confused right now with a situation with one of my good friends who I'll call Sarah. Not real name, obviously.
Obviously.
Sarah, 27 female, and I, 24 male, met about 3 years ago at my older sister's wedding. She was not that close to my sister, but was invited to the wedding anyhow, and me and her got to talking and became really close friends over the years. By the way, this comes from Papa Pablo. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, she moved to the city I live in here in the UK, and since she didn't have many friends, I introduced her to my friend group, and she became really close friends with everyone in it. I'm attracted to the same gender, so most of my friends are queer as well, and we'd all joke about Sarah being our token straight friend for diversity. We're a really solid group of friends, and I genuinely love everyone in it, but that has changed over the last 2 weeks. So Sarah got married 2 years ago to her longtime boyfriend, who I'll call Ben. Ben's actually a great guy who I've come to love and respect as much as I do Sarah over the years. Where I'm from was a small village, so being openly queer my whole life, since I was 9, opened me up to a lot of discrimination over the years, from straight men specifically. So when I was meeting Ben for the first time, and from everything Sarah had told me about him, I was worried it was going to be another straight man who discriminated me to my face just for being myself. Thankfully, I was proven completely wrong, as Ben's first words to me were, "Hey, queen."
Hey, slay queen.
Hey, queen.
Maybe he just knows.
Yeah.
He's a secret agent.
And we got on like a house on fire. This all leads me to why I'm posting for you all today. Last week, I was having dinner with Sarah while Ben was away visiting her family. Nothing unusual, as I tend to keep her company when he's away, as she gets very lonely. To my surprise, when I arrived at Sarah's flat, there was a woman there who I call Bum, because that's what she is.
Yeah.
Bum, 31 female, was stretched out over the couch like she owned the place, and didn't even get up to greet me when I came in, and waved to me without even so much looking in my general direction.
That's a cat.
Yeah.
It's not
You
a
know,
person.
meow.
That is an actual cat.
I had never met Bum before and just thought Sarah had made a new friend. Sarah and I talked in our kitchen while Bum was sprawled across the couch like a cadaver. We all sat down for some dinner, and I saw Sarah and Bum sitting oddly close to each other. I started to ask Bum about herself, but she didn't seem interested in me whatsoever. So I moved back to talking to Sarah. I dropped my fork at one point and knelt down to get it, and when I did, I saw Sarah and Bum quickly pulling their hands away from each other under the table as if they'd been holding hands. That's when Sarah told me. She said that she's a sapphic and has known for a while, but didn't know how to tell me or any of her friends and wanted to tell me first, as I've been out for the longest time out of all our friends. She then told me that her and Bum had been seeing each other for a year behind Ben's back, and that she was going to wait a while and get her assets in order before breaking the news to Ben, so to speak.
Stop
A-hole.
it.
Immediately a-hole. Immediately, this is no longer my friend.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm sorry. You're either going to tell Ben right now or I'm going to go tell Ben.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that makes me like, should anyone ever be married ever?
You gotta have hope.
Like,
I
if
don't
that, I
works
know,
out for
but
some
like,
people.
it's just that exact thing where it's like, yeah, I married my wife and we're in love and we're gonna build a life. Just kidding. She's been cheating on me with a bum for a year.
Then it's like, should you be in a relationship with anyone? You have to open your heart up to get
Be in a
broken.
relationship.
But
But she's literally talking, I gotta get my assets in order. Like, what does that mean?
I don't
So
know,
you
this person just
win the
sucks.
divorce?
The whole time, Sarah and Bum were smiling and giggling with each other and kissing, and I just felt disgusted by both of them.
And this person's like, what do you mean? You like ladies? You should support this 100%.
Well, OP's a man and does not like ladies.
Ooh.
I thought
Get
OP
it.
was a lady.
No. Yeah. Oh, they're like, OP, you're queer. You should be fine with me being a queer cheater. Right?
You get it. You like your bits. I like my bits. We'll all like the bits that we like together, even if I'm married to the wrong bits.
Ben is a good friend to me and has been nothing short of an incredible husband to Sarah these last few years and has supported her so much with her parents passing away, losing friends too early, work issues, and so much more. And to see her floating about her affair to my face like this made me so angry. But I kept my cool. I was quiet the whole time they were telling me the details of their affair and how they loved each other when Sarah eventually asked if I was okay since I'm so quiet. I told her in a calm tone, I understand how hard it is coming out, and I know the pain and self-doubt it creates in a person having gone through it. I said I'm proud of her for coming out and finally being able to be herself completely, but that the way that she's doing it is selfish and effing disgusting and disrespectful to Ben. Yeah, call her out. Good on you, OP.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a
Good
little
on
bit.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, that might just be a little bit out of order of you there.
She did not take it well. I don't care about her. She sucks. Her and Bum started screaming at me that they're so happy and in love and that Ben could never love her like Bum does.
Because he's got the wrong bits.
I don't care. I don't care. Then break up with him, you coward.
Truly.
Eventually, after 10 minutes of verbal beratement from the two of them, I left the house with Sarah in tears and Bum comforting her, saying, "It's okay, baby. He just doesn't get us." What the F? After a night of sleep and talking to my boyfriend about the situation of the dinner, I waited a few days until Ben got home and asked him around my place to tell him everything. Ben was heartbroken like I'd never seen before. He was completely broken and went through all the stages of grief over the next 3 hours I spent with him. Eventually, he accepted what I was saying and said thanks for telling him. And he'll be getting a lawyer since he thought Sarah was cheating for a while, but figured he was being paranoid since he was cheated on in his last relationship he had just before meeting Sarah. Ben's now moved out and got himself a lawyer and found a mountain of proof for this affair Sarah was having. Sarah called me screaming on the phone for outing her and hurting Ben like this, and that she was going to tell him on her own time, and that I don't support queer people because of what I did.
What?
He is queer.
Time out. Aren't you an active participant in this community?
Uppy is an active gay man.
I just like how this girl was trying to be like, you hurt Ben. No, I didn't cheat on him for a year. That was you, stupid.
Yeah. I didn't cheat on him and laugh about it and giggle and be all happy about it. That was you.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Just not even a shred of like
remorse.
just full blown entitlement where it's like, well, yeah, it's like, I don't even like him like that because I like ladies. It's like, I've
Okay,
known
then
him
why
for
are you
years
with
too.
him?
I just didn't know how to. Then why'd you marry him?
Why are you with him? You suck. I told her I support queer people, not cheating bums like her and Bum, and told her to get stuffed and that we're done and blocked her number. Now I feel like I did the right thing. I can understand why it was so hard for Sarah to come out, as even though she has so many queer friends thanks to me, there's still a lot of shame where we live when it comes to being queer. But her cheating on her husband is just a deplorable way to go about this, and the fact she had no remorse or care for Ben for what she'd done had led me to do this and tell him. A lot of our mutual friends are telling me I was wrong for doing that and outing Sarah to her husband, and calling me every slur under the sun for it.
Every slur under the sun.
I'm sorry, are
I'm
they calling
taking
you
that
like
one.
homophobic slurs?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty hypocritical, one. And also, they were just saying, oh, you can't tell, that's outing. You can't tell her husband that she's cheating. That's the
Loophole.
loophole. I can cheat on you if I'm not out.
Loophole. Gay cheating is illegal to tattletale on.
They just passed it at the Senate.
Yeah, they just did that.
And using Sarah's victim script of not supporting queer people. OP is queer.
Yeah, but you can also not support.
Absolutely. But this is stupid.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know. Anybody who knows all of this information and then goes against UOP,
Bad friend. No, I wouldn't be friends with them either.
stupid.
Sarah and Bum are apparently official on social media now, and I've lost about 2/3 of my friends because of it.
I lost my friend from the torso down.
As they're siding with Sarah and Bum for coming out and totally ignoring the fact she's been having an affair.
Also, mind you, this is one of our own.
Oh my goodness, you're so right, OP. You're so in the right, and Sarah sucks.
Yeah, very bad.
This whole situation has me effed up and anxious beyond belief with my depression spiraling because I've lost so many people who I thought I'd always have to support me, and I feel confused and lost. By the way, I'd be confused if you didn't listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
You're sad now, but the friends that you lost weren't friends worth having.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm,
no, they
like,
suck. Anyone
this
who
doesn't
like
make any sense.
excuses this behavior is not your friend.
Or not a good one.
No.
What are we talking about? Like, cheated on her husband for a year.
Like,
It's
cheated
just
on
like
her
blind dogma. It's just like
Yeah.
the people who are like, well, she's queer, so she didn't do anything wrong. She's living her
She is
truth.
queer. We absolve her. Any sin she cannot make. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, just living your truth doesn't apply when you're like actively hurting others. If that's your truth, then you are going to be actively
Alone.
put in jail or, made to be a pariah.
So am I the a-hole for outing Sarah and exposing her affair to her husband? No. I'd appreciate any comments about how I handled this situation, as I know I could have done something different, but the fact I've lost so many friends is making me doubt myself. You didn't do anything wrong. My boyfriend says I did the right thing, and I love and respect his opinion, so I've come to Reddit to see what other opinions are about my actions.
Yeah, they lost you.
Yeah, they
OP.
lost you. They lost someone who was a good person and a good friend. Thanks for reading this. I know it's a long post and will read as many comments as I can. Much love to you all. Have a good day, everyone. And comment 1 says, not the a-hole. I had a family member come out after years of marriage. The first person she told was her spouse because she knew he'd be hurt, but she needed to be her authentic self. She completely untangled that marriage before she started dating because she's a sapphic, not an inconsiderate POS. Sarah obviously thought just because you're attracted to the same gender, you'd support her. But just sharing the same community doesn't mean you agree with her choices to not only cheat on him in their shared home, but to have so little respect that she's openly discussing how best to F her husband over. That's just low, and quite frankly, the friends you've described seem to only be interested in someone's spicy identity, not their choices or how they conduct themselves. A good friend makes you a better person and questions your choices, not just bobblehead nods. Comment 2 says, the friends that you have lost are not true friends and obviously would probably do the same thing or have done what Sarah has in the past, which is why they sided with her. With her cheating, the first person she should have told is Ben and explain her side to him, not tell others about it first and then act like she's done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the a-hole for being supportive for Ben. She put you in a very awkward situation when you were friends with both, and she can't have expected you to not tell him, as that would have made you the bad friend to him. Yeah, no, I don't know what she was expecting you to do there, and it's shocking to me that there are so many people that were willing to just let that go and support her. So you're not the a-hole.
Blind loyalty.
Raven Run says you can't be responsible for someone's stupid choices, queer, straight, bi, or non-binary. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, even if you're competing under the rainbow flag. So true. But that's the end of that story, folks. And we've got another one coming right up.
Yay! This one's just for Dakota. I picked it out. We ran a little short, but I'm like, this is going to be perfect for Dakota.
Yeah.
My family forgot my birthday and only my aunt with memory problems remembered.
Well, that's ironic.
I, 50 female, just had my half a century old birthday yesterday.
Woo!
You're cake in the bucket.
Oh, I hope not.
My 74-year-old dad, 50-year-old husband, 18-year-old daughter, and 16-year-old son live together because I take care of my dad. By the way, this comes from Impossible Yoda 0114. And if you want to speak on stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit where this person is from.
It's true.
It's one of our own babies.
It's one of our babies.
And Dakota, what are we here to do?
We're here to give good advice goofily.
And Sophia, what do we not have?
All the answers.
And so what is the viewer's job?
To tell us what they know.
Is that right, Dakota?
Yes.
So do that right now. OP says, anyway, so my birthday came and went yesterday. And not one person in my house said happy birthday,
That's
OP?
genuinely so messed up. I can't imagine not knowing your parents' birthdays, let alone your wife's birthday. That's shocking to me.
Dude, I can't say much. I still haven't got Dakota his birthday present, and I feel really bad.
That's messed up.
It's okay.
I really thought you had that over me for a while, and I haven't been able to
Nah, 0%.
I took my daughter to work at 8 a.m. She didn't say anything, but I was like, it's first thing in the morning. She hates the morning shift. So I understand it might not cross her mind. My dad at 1 p.m. asked if I could use his truck to pick up my grandson from school.
Aw.
Yes, I'll be back at 3 p.m. so you can do what you need to do. My husband called me at 2 p.m. and said, hey, want to go eat at my 18-year-old's daughter's work? It's fast food, so that way we can eat then pick her up at the same time. I said, sure, I guess. Maybe they're
No.
surprising me with a birthday dinner.
This is like in have you guys ever seen The Middle?
Yes.
With Sue, they forget her birthday, and like the whole day she's like expecting them to do something like surprise for her, and then she goes to sleep and she's really sad, and then the parents remember and they go into a room at like midnight and they're like, happy birthday. She's like, you guys remembered. So sad.
Yeah.
This is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping at like midnight they remember.
You could still pull this off, guys. It's not that hard. My dad asked me at 4 o'clock, do you want to go to a box store with me? No, hubby and I have to pick up our daughter from work at 4:30. Hubby and I leave. He doesn't say a word about my birthday. We talk about stupid stuff on the way to my daughter's work. We get there. Again, my hubby doesn't say anything.
I will say, I personally am the type of person, like, if I'm with someone and it's my birthday and they haven't said it, I'm like, do you have anything to say to me? Do you have anything to bring up about this day? This
Yeah.
special day? I would not be able to contain it. I'd be like, why aren't we talking about my birthday?
But OP seems like, from just seeing what her day looks like, is a very selfless person.
Oh, dude, also, I need to take the day off on June 29th.
Perfect, you got it. I'm taking the day off the 24th.
June 24th?
No, February 24th.
Sounds good.
It's my anniversary with my baby girl. You guys won't even notice I'm gone, really.
June 29th is my birthday.
I thought it was July 29th.
That's right. May 29th.
Is that March 29th?
I know
Sorry.
it's the 29th of something.
A coffee shop is next door work. So I said I'm going to go next door, get a coffee. I went to get my free birthday drink. They all wrote happy birthday all over the cup.
Not Starbucks remembering your birthday.
I love how OP didn't sponsor or put their sponsor in, and you did.
Not coffee shop remembering your birthday.
OP, good job. Sophia,
I'm sorry.
what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Before heading home, I asked, can we stop at my oldest daughter's work so we can get a candy bar?
Why are you sponsoring?
No. This is what I'm doing with the coffee shop. Can we stop at the birthday coffee bar?
Can we stop? Oh, could we stop? And he's like, why are you trying to sponsor right now?
I tell her, they all forgot my birthday. They don't say anything to them about it. On the way home, no one says anything. My
Ugh.
son is home. When we get back, he doesn't say anything.
This is so sad.
I just sit at the kitchen table, trying not to cry, and figure out what in the universe I'm in. If it wasn't for Facebook and the birthday wishes, I would have thought I was wrong for thinking it was my birthday.
Oh, this is so sad.
Everyone type your birthday in the chat. Dakota's November 1st. Sophia is August 29th. Mine is the 23rd of September. Put them down.
Do you remember the 29th day of July?
About an hour later, my hubby comes out of the room and asks, want to go to the store with me?
Dude, why does he want to go to the store so much today?
He didn't want to sit around the house right now. I was like, no, I'm good. Both kids go with him. I was like, okay, Maybe they remember. Maybe they're going to get me a card or something. In the meantime, my oldest son, 25, my oldest are both from a previous marriage, shows up while they're gone and gives me candy and a gift card and a coffee cup.
Yes.
I hugged him and thanked him, and he went on his way.
Thank God one of your children is a good child. Thank God. Oh my goodness.
Seeing a lot of September babies.
Oh my goodness. That would be so sad if no one did it. Thank God someone did it.
I love it.
This your favorite child. I literally would never let any of my other kids forget this. I'd be like, that's my favorite son.
Yeah.
That's my favorite son. You all forgot my birthday. That's my favorite son.
Son of the year. They should, honestly, sounds bad, but if I have like 4 kids, we should have like son of the month or like or like kid of the month.
You're at the top of the pyramid.
Honestly, do you
Do
think that
better.
would work?
Yeah, give your children a little bit of trauma, but I feel like it'd be fun.
Is that trauma though?
It's like the fun kind of trauma.
Oh.
It's like Dada's favorites, but like it's fun.
What other is fun trauma? Dakota, do you have any fun trauma?
No.
No, only bad trauma.
Ladybug. Me too.
Ladybug.
My dad, the hubby, and the kids showed back up. Nothing. I just went and sat outside.
Dude, I'm arranging any like birthday paraphernalia I got that day, just like on the kitchen counter.
Yo, whose birthday's this?
Yeah, whose birthdays? What are these all for?
My 84-year-old aunt who has dementia called me and sang happy birthday to me.
I would never let my family forget that. I would never let them forget that.
She missed some of the words, but she still got her point across. She asked how my day was, and I just started to cry. Opie, you're gonna make me cry.
This is so
Is this the sad episode?
Yeah, I guess so.
Dude, Dakota, remember the Rob story?
Rob who?
Rob. It was
Rob.
like Rob. It was like you had to. It was like
You
a
had to be
Hoagie
there.
Down kind of story, where like it was rememberable.
I don't remember Rob.
We had another scenario like that before this story happened. So
Yeah.
we're on a bad.
Bad streak.
Okay, I told her and my cousin everything. They were like, that is bull crapperoni. You go out of your way to celebrate all of them, and this is how they treat you. My aunt asked me, do you want me to call my brother?
See, at that point, I'm not asking, do you want me to call? I'm calling. I'm saying, hey, you forgot your wife's birthday. Figure it out, buddy. I'm not telling her that I called. I mean, she'd probably figure it out, but I'm calling and saying, do something, you piece of poop.
I told her no. I want them to remember and appreciate me without others having to remind them.
Look, I just am really bad with birthdays. I'll be honest. I'm really bad with birthdays.
I don't think that's a good excuse.
It's not even an excuse. I'm just saying I am. But I love the people whose birthdays I forget.
But you have a calendar that you could be like,
I put all of my birthdays in a calendar.
watch this, watch this, watch this. Could you scroll up a little bit? Hey, Google, or hey, Siri, add Nina Nelson's birthday on the 12th of July. Sorry, can't do that? Come on, what?
The 12th of July is my grandmother's birthday.
Add on calendar, 12th of July, Nina's birthday.
Except technically it's the 11th of July because she's in Australia.
You underestimate my rat brain.
I'm
Created
I'm
Nina.
putting it in my calendar. But the thing is, like, you don't have to remember everyone's birthday. It's just like when you're around them, you're in their immediate proximity and you're gonna see them, you gotta remember their birthday.
I always remember the month. Shawnee OP's like, Coda, stop making excuses. I'm literally not making any excuses. I'm just telling you I'm bad at birthdays.
Okay,
But
okay.
if you forgot your girlfriend's birthday, that'd be pretty bad.
Well, I can't forget my girlfriend's birthday, thankfully, is very memorable.
It is. I know it. But dude, Dakota, here's a game plan. You ready? Since you know the month, buy the gift the month of, and then just wait for the day that like you get a hint that it's their birthday, and then you can give it to them.
Yeah, just like bury it somewhere where I can go dig it up and get it.
Yo, it's your birthday. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Pass me the shovel.
That's why you should have a 3D printer so you can just print out people.
Print out people.
Where are you?
trying to remember everyone's birthday.
Where did you go?
I was going through the category
She
of
was in
everyone's
like
birthday.
3 back hallways just a second ago. That was terrifying.
You don't remember your boyfriend's birthday?
No, I didn't say that.
She responded with no. She responded with no.
What? It's March 5th.
Clip that. I said you don't remember your
birthday. I was going through the list of people's
coming up.
birthdays.
You ready?
Yes,
That's
I
a lot
am.
of pressure.
I
What's
already
his
have
birthday?
his
Get a year
gifts.
older.
I already have his gift.
What's his social security number?
I don't know that.
And they're dating.
Yeah, I already got him both of his gifts.
Good job.
One of them is an experience, and one of them is a thing actually I kind of stole from Dakota.
Also,
So thank you, Dakota.
this is really off topic. If you're African American, I appreciate you and happy month. I haven't done that yet this month. I feel bad. I'm 4 days in and I still haven't done
Messed up.
it. I know.
Messed up.
But I appreciate you.
Good job, Riley.
Also, on New Year's Eve, we had a discussion about me planning everything. I was like, well, if I don't, y'all will wait till the last minute.
Or apparently not do anything at all.
Of course, my dad and hubby both say, no, we don't. I was like, every year for my birthday, you wait until 4:30 p.m. in the day of my birthday to plan something and then ask me what we are doing, which ends up with them picking a restaurant they want because they don't want what I want. So me asking my daughter and aunt both not to say anything is because I want them to remember and plan accordingly. Here's the thing. I always take my dad out for a great dinner and we have a great time together for him to get with the siblings and other children. I plan a dinner for my husband and the kids. We celebrate a day early this year because he went out of town for work on his birthday. My daughter's 18th birthday, we did 18 gifts in 18 days. This isn't something we usually do. We have been broke the last 5 years because my husband lost his well-paying job right before the vid, and we had just bought a new vehicle. We were basically living paycheck to paycheck to make sure we made all of our car payments, and with the inflation of everything, it's been tight. So when her birthday came around, we had just paid off the car, and we wanted to do something special for her. We also went to a beach city for the weekend. My son's 16th birthday will be soon, and he wanted to do something special also. We decided on Yellowstone for him. Him and I on a week
Dang.
road trip and spent 4 days all over that area.
That sounds so nice.
We celebrated his birthday early because the weather isn't great in Yellowstone at that time of the year.
I think you do need to have a conversation with them where you say, hey, I feel like I'm not appreciated and I need to see some change here.
Yeah, because don't you see in her day to day,
Yeah.
it's literally everything. Hey, can you do this for me?
Mhm.
Hey, can you pick me up? Hey, can you do that? Hey, you were the glue right here.
Yeah.
And to keep the glue sticky,
Gotta help that glue out.
you got to add more glue on it.
Pile up that glue.
What do you do to keep glue adhesive, Dakota?
Well, you got to keep it from being exposed to the air. That's all my glue knowledge.
So if you had glue in a vacuum, it'd be sticky.
Yeah.
I need to find another analogy because that wouldn't work. Because I was going to be like,
Glue.
do this, but it just means you basically have to keep them suffocated for them to be the glue.
Yeah, go to space forever.
Space glue. Space glue. Space glue.
When it comes time for my birthday, nothing. You know what's sad? It's all over Facebook. Extended family, friends, old teachers, even my husband's ex-wife wished me a happy birthday.
Dang, your husband's ex-wife? Oh, I would never let him forget this.
Our neighbor sent me something the first thing in the morning saying happy birthday.
Oh, man.
My stepdaughter sent a message telling me happy birthday and that she loved me. It's almost 7 p.m. here the next night and still not one person in this house has said happy birthday to me. I was talking to my oldest daughter tonight and was like, I'm ready to go buy myself a cupcake, light a candle, and sing happy birthday to myself right in front of them just to be petty. She said, no, Mom, I want to have a dinner for you Sunday at my house and let them all think it will be a football watch party.
Oh,
Then when
dang.
y'all all show up, it'll be balloons, cake, and everything for you.
Wait, this is this week? Happy birthday, whoever you are. Who is this again? You know what? We love you at LK Storytime.
We'll go back and find the username.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
you
gonna
know,
find
we're
you.
going to sing you happy
We're
birthday
gonna sing you happy birthday.
after this, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous.
I'm finding it right now.
Oh, thank you. So, am I overreacting for being upset that my family that I live with all forgot my birthday? And would I be too petty or the a-hole for doing the surprise birthday party at my oldest daughter's house? Side note, I don't expect gifts or anything big. I'm happy with a coffee and my immediate family. I just like to be recognized on my birthday. Is that so wrong?
No.
Any advice would be appreciated. Love all of you at OK Storytime.
And we love you.
Ah!
Yoda, I'm so sorry. This is really sad. And you are not the a-hole for being upset or expecting more, and you deserve more. And definitely call them out for it.
Yeah, I think it's time to do less for their birthdays.
Yeah.
Starting with a 16-year-old. Delete all your memories.
You're never getting another birthday out of me. No sweet 16s.
I'm about to put the gloves on. You don't remember Yellowstone. You don't remember Yellowstone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Impossible Yoda. 1014. Happy birthday to you. We love you.
And many more.
See, I thought you were gonna
That
do
are
the
more
deer.
appreciated and loved.
I thought you were going to do the deer Impossible Yoda, but you just went straight into the Impossible Yoda, and I just wasn't expecting that.
Oh, my bad.
But happy birthday, Impossible Yoda.
I forgot we did deer.
Dear Impossible Yoda.
And you're getting so many happy birthdays in the chat right now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Update.
The not so surprise party, birthday party.
Oh, boy.
Want to take a crack at that one more time?
Well, that's a surprise birthday
Oh,
surprise
oh, I
party.
did. That was my
birthday
bad.
surprise.
The not so surprise birthday party. I hope this is how I'm supposed to do an update.
Yep.
My oldest daughter, 26, son, 25, and I decided on having the surprise birthday dinner for me. Everything was planned and ready to go for Sunday, today. Friday afternoon, about 2 p.m., my husband called. After pleasantries, my husband asked if I would like a coffee. I knew right then that he knew he had forgotten.
How many days has it been since then?
We're like, yeah, hey, by the way, Amazon just shipped the doghouse.
Yeah.
You're going to be building it tonight and sleeping in it.
That's your house for a long time.
For each day he forgot is a month in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair,
Oh, yeah.
Dakota?
I think we could knock it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
2 months per.
Too much per day?
Month and a half.
Month and a half per day?
1.5
Yeah, yeah,
Fair,
yeah.
fair, fair.
That makes sense.
for 5 minutes. I just want to say 1.5 for 5 minutes.
I was like, huh? He never just offers to buy me a coffee.
That's messed up.
He does it when it's my birthday, anniversary, or Mother's Day. No, thank you. I'm fine. He asked if I was sure and said he figured he'd stop and buy me a gift card. I asked for what? Well, for my birthday.
He's gonna buy you a gift card for your birthday?
So now you remember.
He couldn't even have the decency to go get you an actual gift?
Well, he claimed he didn't forget.
Oh.
I asked,
oh.
so what? We don't tell people happy birthday on their actual birthdays now? We just do it whenever we feel like it? He said he's sorry, and he's trying to make up for it now.
Yeah, hey, just so you know, happy birthday, Riley.
Yeah.
So when September rolls around, don't worry, I already did it. I got it ahead of time.
Oh, that's good.
It builds interest now. So now that I've said it in February, by the time September rolls around, I basically said it 100 times.
You don't even have to say in 2027, man. You're good.
Good for in perpetuity, honestly. Happy birthday forever,
Boom.
Done.
You too.
dude. We just cracked birthdays. We just did it.
There we go.
We're done. We're done.
Think of the ultimate birthday gift where you can give somebody one thing, you never have to give another
$1
gift.
million.
Really?
Yacht.
Yacht? Yacht where you now have to take care of it?
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Yeah, but you already gave him the yacht. It's like you can figure out the rest.
Taking care of Bo. So hard.
Dakota, imagine I get you a yacht and now you have to find where to park it.
You also have to learn how to, you have to get a license.
Nah, dude, we're gonna monetize the yacht so fast. You're on the crew. You're on the crew. I am the captain.
I am the captain now.
Dude, low key, embezzlement. That's what people use. They use embezzling with racehorses, art, and yachts.
All right, Ben.
Yeah.
You're right. I'll get you a yacht, man, one day.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally.
Guys, put in the chat what would be the ultimate birthday gift where you don't have to do another one. I said I'm fine. He asked, okay, well, what's the plan for dinner for me?
What do you mean, what's the plan? What do you figure it out?
That's really the most basic thing ever, where it's like you have to plan someone else's birthday.
Yeah,
like they
genuinely.
They shouldn't be planning their own birthday.
I'm always planning my birthday. I kind of want someone else to plan it for me this year.
You got a boyfriend now. Don't look at me.
I think everyone should plan my birthday.
We'll just run back where
I
we
want
did
to
last
go.
year.
I want to go to medieval times.
Oh, fair. Okay. Wait, I've been wanting to go there too.
Okay, cool.
Great.
And I want someone to bake me a cake.
Bake you a cake?
Yes.
I'm gonna text.
What do I look like? Patty cake bakers, man?
Hey, we have to bake Sophia a cake for her birthday.
4 months ahead of time.
Yeah, it accrues interest.
And I got you this stale cake for your birthday. I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget.
I want to throw a dinner, and then I want to go to medieval times.
What? You get dinner at medieval times?
Well, no, she can't eat anything there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
could like have
meat.
like whole chickens and
It's
everything.
just meat.
Someone said a fully paid for back tattoo.
Wow. I don't want that. But
Someone said $1 million
if someone
deal.
want that.
Yeah, I like these guys. I like
$1
these.
million deal idea.
Okay, so she said, "Are you serious? All of you, every single one of you in this house forgot it was my birthday. Now, I'm supposed to be happy and pretend I'm happy to celebrate. And I have to plan dinner now? I'll see you when you get home.
Yeah.
I'll have to go pick up grandbaby from school."
Yeah, no, the audacity.
I'm sitting at the kitchen table. When he comes in, he sits a gift card down and says, "I'm sorry, babe." Then heads to our room. Didn't even say happy birthday.
This is grating on me because if I forgot someone's birthday that was this important to me, I am saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am planning a dinner. I'm planning a party. I'm getting them a gift. I'm putting in effort. I'm saying, hey, you know what? It's going to be a little late. I'm so sorry, but I'm working on something.
About
I'm
an
not
hour.
just saying, what's for dinner?
Yeah, right.
Here's a $15 gift card.
About an hour later, the electric company calls, and I'm on the phone with them for my dad. He has bad hearing. We get the problem fixed. Hubby comes out and sits in the living room with us and my 16-year-old son. Then my dad proceeds to say, speaking of the electric bill, yesterday was the 15th. Do you have your part of the bill?
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's all I needed to hear for the volcano to erupt. Yeah, Dad, I have your payment. I pulled it out of my wallet and slapped it down and said, do you have a happy birthday for your daughter? The only one that is here helping take care of you? His eyes went wide. I turned to my son. His mouth was hanging open. How about you? Do you have a happy birthday for your mom? All of you, including 18-year-old daughter, all forgot. It's BS. All three of them just sat there. So I walked out house. Texted my oldest daughter and asked if I could come stay with her. She said, of course.
Aww.
She went to come pick me up after she got off at 6:30. I went back inside about 5 to pack a few things and left at 5:30 and picked the 18-year-old from work. I asked how her day was. Of course, she talked about work and blah, 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 blah. When I get home, I gathered everyone in the living room. My dad said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I forgot. I just stopped him. My daughter was like, what's going on? All three guys just looked at her and said, oh, heck, did you forget it was my birthday? She looked up at the clock. It tells the date. She was like, crap, Mom. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. So she didn't. No one's communicating.
I raised my voice and said, stop. I know you're all sorry. I get it. Still doesn't change the fact that y'all forgot. You made me feel unloved, undervalued, and unappreciated. I looked at my dad. You're my only living parent, and what's even sadder is that your 84-year-old sister who has dementia called me and sang me happy birthday.
Ooh, man.
Which I will always remember because it will probably be the last time I hear that from her. I looked at my husband. Your ex-wife sent me a message wishing me happy birthday. My bonus daughter sent me a message and a gift. I looked at my son. I dropped everything for you to go play pickleball, church activities, take you to get ready for all your church camps, take you fishing wherever and whenever you want, took you to Yellowstone 3 months before your 16th birthday. Looked at my daughter. I've been okay with you wanting to spend holidays with your best friend's family. We do all our holidays on different days than other families. I agreed to let you go to Mexico with them on a cruise. I made sure you had everything you needed when you decided you want to become a tattoo artist. Every single one of you have phones. They all have calendars. You put in work trips, meetings, work schedules, camp dates, doctor's appointments. But you can't put me on one birthday? I shouldn't have to hype my own birthday up to you. I don't make the rest of you hype yours up. I sit down with you. I plan something for y'all, and that makes you feel so loved and seen. So I'm leaving. I'm going to oldest kid's house. Not sure if I'll be there for a night or if I'll stay longer. While I'm gone, sorry for the language, but I'm a Navy vet, and well, I swear, you all better effing figure out what's important to you. I grabbed my bag, left. Hubby tried to text me that night. I told him I didn't want to talk and I needed space. I would call him sometime Saturday.
Totally valid, Crash Out. They need to literally buy you I don't know. They need to buy you a yacht.
Yeah.
They need to buy you a yacht. They need to take you on a fancy trip. They
Well-
need to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, well needed vacation.
Yeah.
Where are we going, Dakota?
Yeah.
Maybe like Aruba.
Aruba,
Jamaica.
Jamaica. I really want to take you.
What about the Medellus?
The what?
The Medellus or the MED?
Maldives?
Yeah, Maldives, yeah.
The Medillos. The Medillos.
I'm gonna take her to go see that penguin everyone's talking about.
Weren't they talking about that a while ago?
Wait, what penguin?
The penguin that walks off into the mountains.
Oh, that one. Oh, why would we take her there? That's kind of,
Cause it's like iconic.
It's cold over there.
yeah, but yeah, it's like,
Cold?
That's what she is, that penguin right now.
oh gosh.
She's that little penguin walking over to her penguin daughter's house.
Saturday comes. I call him about 3 p.m. He started with, I'm sorry, and it will never happen again. You're right. You do a million things for our family and your dad's family, and we dropped the ball. We let you down. I definitely let you down. I told him I'm going to start matching our family's energy. My next birthday is an epic. I'm done. I will not plan another person's birthday. I will not take the time to plan anything when no one shows up the same respect for me. Told him to come get me. I love my daughter, but her guest bed is harder than a wood board, and I'm too old to sleep like that.
Well, actually, the harder a bed is, usually the better it is for your back.
Yeah, but if you want a soft bed, you deserve a soft bed.
Yeah, you deserve back problems if you want them.
LOL, I had an amazing sleep last night in my own bed. He came, picked me up, took me to lunch, and apologized again. My son came up and gave me a big hug, had tears in his eyes saying sorry that he saw the day on January 11th, and it was like, don't forget Mom's birthday, and I did, Mom. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Put up, I don't know. little,
Add
like, boop, boop, boop,
calendar,
boop, boop, boop.
January 11th, Impossible Yoda's birthday. I'm going to remember to come to this Reddit thread and say happy birthday to you.
We're doing it.
I put it in my phone with a reminder so that it doesn't happen again. Easy as that. I did it.
Yeah.
And we're on a show.
It's really easy. We're doing a job.
My daughter found me a couple hours later and also apologized. Said she knew, sorry, wouldn't fix it, but she would work on showing me how much she loves and appreciate me. I said, okay. My dad, well, he's a cranky old man with a few words. He went to the store with my son. He brought me home a tiramisu cake. It's my favorite.
Aw.
And said, happy birthday. By the way, I have a doctor's appointment at the VA this week. I'll need you to drive me. If you would like, I'll buy you dinner at your favorite restaurant on the way home. I just laughed and said, sure, Dad. That sounds nice.
I'll celebrate your birthday, but also I need you to do something for me, please.
But I'll give you a birthday dinner.
Yeah.
What else can we do while we're driving?
I don't know.
Kodo?
I Spy.
Win.
You're both wrong. You can listen to more stories like this on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify.
It's true.
I should have known. I was just putting your birthdays in my calendar, actually.
You putting our birthdays into the calendar?
Yeah, I've got
No
both.
way!
I've got both your birthdays in my calendar now.
Dude,
I
let's
remember
go.
one year in college. It was the second year of being friends with all of my friends, but like the first year that they would have celebrated my birthday. I think like 60% of them got my birthday wrong.
Oh.
Like they didn't send me a happy birthday text, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, thought they would. And then on July 2nd, I got like 10 birthday like wishes, like happy birthday, and I had to be like, thank you. It was on June 29th.
Your birthday is on a tough day.
March 29th is really hard to remember.
Yeah.
I put it in the calendar as February 29th.
I just put every single day at Sophia's birthday, question mark?
I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Then on June 29th, it just says definitely not Sophia's birthday.
Whatever.
Whenever it's not.
It says, whatever you do, don't listen to what anyone says. It's not today.
Yeah.
Sam's birthday's coming up
When is that?
February 19th. And Allie's birthday is today.
Yep. Happy birthday, Allie.
So is it's my Nana's birthday today.
It's my aunt's birthday today.
Yesterday was my parents' 30th anniversary.
Shonda.
Figure out if it's someone's birthday today and text them. And it was my best friend Isabella's birthday on February 2nd.
Okay. Sorry. I had to get this out of the way. If you can look and see whose birthday it is, let it know.
Let us know. Let's see if I have anything written down for this
All right.
day.
Opie says there is no sense in having a surprise birthday dinner now that we're all called out. I'm getting ready to go to my older kid's house for a birthday dinner. They both have Sundays off, so it's easier on them to celebrate things that day. I decided that I only wanted to be them and me. And of course, my daughter's significant other. Grandbaby is with her bio dad this weekend. So she will be doing dinner with me and my dad since I'll have her that day. My bonus daughter will come over next weekend to hang out. We will do a dinner with her and the kids then. So that's how all this ended. I hope they can show in the future the same love and respect I show them. Thank you for reading and offering some great advice and all the happy birthday wishes. You'll help me mend my wonderful heart. I hope 2026 is an amazing year. Thank you. Thank you. Also, go Texans. They live in Texas. We know where they live.
And we know your birthday, January 11th. And the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And
See you tomorrow.